Jacobs tan.
I think so. I think so.
I wish I was that tanned all year round.
And also, I couldn't run, or what? Not run, because you do more than
well,
run.
He's trying to do an Ironman.
That's what I'm saying.
Which would require cycling, running, and swimming.
I watched his reel, and it said you do 3.6 kilometers of swimming, and I'm like, that doesn't sound like much when you're cycling 180.
You know, Mark Winther, he did some Ironman stuff as well.
Yeah, well, Nixon, Counter-Strike 1.6.
He was an MVP. He was an MVP.
Yep, and a super stand-in. Kind of like Stewie before Stewie.
That's how we got that MVP.
Yeah.
All right, well, here we go. Pistol round underway. Heroic on the T side. Execute lined up, and here they come. 3 players to defend. Tesses alongside of Monacy and Nico.
I'm excited for this game, Chad. I am very excited to see what Monacy and Nico get up to. And, Youngstar's just been put in his place. Straight neutralized, and it gets better. Tessis and Nico have defended the site. Nothing really left for the bomb carrier of Tanir. However, he's a prospect I'm excited to see to play today. Don't often get to be bringing you the play-by-play goodness for Heroic, and getting to see Tanir, hopefully, in A-game form if he wants a chance, as Saw has said, of beating Falcons today.
Yeah, and look, if Heroic do get picked apart going into the tournament break, because there's rumors right now that Sampius and Saw are going to G2.
What, pre-major?
No, post, but
major.
you know, like the major will end, then you go into
right.
the tournament break, right? So that's when the conversations start, unless you're the teams in the top 8, and then yours are going to be waiting a little bit longer. But the idea that those 2 individuals could be making their way to G2 as part of the rebuild, there will be drastic changes for Heroic. So Tanir would be one at the top of my list who I'd be looking to pick up if you were looking to add a player. But that's all 5 staying alive there from Falcons. I think the statement from Youngstar regarding we're here to prove hard work beats money is on face value a ridiculous statement. He's also a 20-year-old, so I believe that it was a poor attempt at banter.
Yes.
Because to insinuate that Falcons individuals don't work hard is ridiculous. And then you could also just draw the line of, bro, you're on Sangal and you left them to go play for Heroic where you get paid more money. So what are we talking about? So if your sentiment is, yeah, you can't build a super team that can just win everything, we're going to show you that the power of friendship and not as much money can get it done. Yeah, okay, right? But
sure.
I
think doesn't sound as good as a headline, though.
It doesn't, and we love headlines. Salacious, you know, that's what we're looking for around here.
I just want to say I'm really proud of xFloud because he bought a Deagle and then refunded it. So he will have a full buy next round. He thought twice.
And that's what we get to do in the new system, right? Remember when you couldn't sell guns?
That was silly.
Remember when you had to buy ammo?
Oh, wait, you're going to tell me that's a skill-based thing that's making the game easier for the youths. Is that what you're going to say? Back in your day, it was more complicated?
The one that I really don't like, if I'm going to be completely Ferelius.
Let's share.
The one that I really, really don't like.
The sound. It's the sound.
No, it's not the sound. It's not the sound. It is the radar. Back in my day, the radar didn't show you where the enemy or the bomb or anything like that was. I don't think that should... Because I want communication to be a key. I don't want there to be information based off the radar. I want your teammates to comment.
I see you. I see you. I do think it does make it more pug-friendly. You know,
of course. It's more of a casual thing, but I grew up when Counter-Strike was just a...
Yeah, of course. Like on the IRC, you find your pickup games, but... For the new generation just wanting to play solo queue, and I'll tell you what, I've played some solo queue recently. People sometimes just don't talk. You know when you go for
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Hi, guys.
Yeah. And no one
anyone
says
got
anything?
a mic?
Yeah, it's tough.
A dead silent pistol? It's already kind of awkward.
I think, though, if you played pugs here in America, everybody would talk because they all speak English. Whereas in Europe, we have quite the menagerie of individuals combined, and not everybody has English as a strength, which is fair enough. All right, first rifle round.
All right, let's go. Nico's given mid.
Oh, okay, so they've faked B lane presence right now, Heroic, with a set smoke from spawn that actually extinguishes the lane molly. So they've used 3 early, and they're going into an A split.
This is cool. It has legs. I mean, Kixon has pushed for info.
That's a perfectly timed block on A.
Yeah, Magisk has done well there.
I don't think you can come through this.
I mean, he's even got these ready. He seems very on high alert. He's playing this well. Gets the info donut. Is going to have to take the fight. The flash is good through the smoke, and LNZ opens up on A.
Side's open now. Oh, that's a dink as well.
Some pious. He'll be tasked with the plan. They have donut control. Tanir's maintaining that temple fight. Has big box. It's up to Monacy to take this fight. Flash from Tessus to set him up. Boosted LNZ reveals his position and save calls made.
Okay, so what helps bite down there for Falcons to investigate B lane is that extinguish molly that's thrown from spawn. Because traditionally you'd be throwing that on the fly as you're pushing towards Heaven because you're going to go for the crunch, Heaven as well as Elbow. Maybe our talented Obs team could catch that just so it could be demonstrated for everybody playing at home.
So it's the typical extinguish you'd throw if you were taking lane
but
to stop the lane molly,
yes.
but thrown from spawn.
Yes.
So the sound cue's made,
yep.
but you don't have that extra resource dedicated to B that it implies.
Exactly. It frees up the numbers to go for this A split. And kablamo, Sampaius will go down, but didn't want to run through the smoke and give away an AK, so understandable. I believe we have MC and Jakey on the 1s and 2s doing our observing and context cams. So that's going to be the first round for Heroic. Nice little cheeky one.
I mean, it's what's crazy is that that round is lost on the virtue of this fight, but I felt like Magisk was doing pretty good.
Considering what we could see coming his way, it felt like he had a whole lot handled.
Yeah.
But there's still money, and well, obviously with the saves, that does make things a whole lot easier. This is more of a standard deviation, 3 over towards B. Oh. There's that extinguish on B lane.
Okay, pressure applied towards Nico and m0NESY, working on that mid-fight. Cave tested, LNZ removing Tessus. The MP9 flushed forward into the fight for a first blood. Heroic have not got that mid-info. m0NESY and Nico still starting to investigate towards that cave fight.
Oh, staying in middle, m0NESY. Don't know about this.
LNZ's head's been spotted. Is it a duel that m0NESY's interested in sticking around for? Doesn't look like it. He'll fall away.
And now he's going to be tasked with worrying about middle and A. They've rotated 2 extra players over towards B to bolster the defense around Kixon. It feels like because of this rotation, you have to go aggressive at some point here, Falcons. You can't just sit on your haunches, need to be active.
Okay, looks like they're going to go for a little ramp take here. 2-man push. Sampaius active and ready for it. Has the angle, gets the info, falls away. His teammate chips in. Youngster one, Kixon another. Just the interesting question as to do you commit to B here? It looks like LNZ is going to make a case. Traded out, but there's Tanir. An important kill that does open up the round to be closed out on B. Even more so, xFloud just hits the headshot.
Because of those saves, Falcons' money hasn't been completely humble. They should be able to buy again. You can get an M4 on Kixon, 1 on Magisk, 1 on Tessus, 1 on m0NESY. It's just Nico, and maybe, just maybe, Kixon will hook up his boy and give the M4 over to Nico, and he'll take an SMG or something a little bit lighter. Nice shot there from Youngster. Earlier on in the year with Heroic, I was giving them the label of onliners. I think that has been shrugged. They won Mesa, which was a tier 2 LAN in Mongolia. And that was over Big, who...
Insta lurk smoke. I love teams that have got calls around this lurk smoke.
I'm surprised they ecoed.
Yeah, looking at some of the fun.
The lurk smoke's less good against an eco.
That's true too.
Because you're not going to use the lurk smoke against the pistols.
I just think it has so much power in, as someone that plays B and when I've played against good 5 stacks throwing it, you're forced into making a new decision tree of like how we're going to get answers B and how our teammates are going to stop getting bullied by their immediate lack of info. You can't be a long player with that smoke down.
Have to convert this one here, Heroic, don't you?
I mean,
right now, they still have the map as their oyster. B ramp was just blocked. They're spreading their wings over towards middle. xFloud applying pressure, Donut, hoping to force a rotation. Starting to group up, and if...
Yeah, ouch. That's an AK.
Yeah, and if they continue, there's more where that came from.
Yeah, but looks like they're going to win him out. m0NESY did hit another banger. 2 kills from his Deagle. Nico was set up for success there, but Tanir happy to take the duel.
Okay, this is the A rifler. It is.
They're not rushing.
And understandable, right? Because on these type of light buy rounds, you don't play your standard positions, or at least you don't have to. You can play outside of the boxes. Magisk has been able to tend to this. Would need 3 absolute bangers to win this round.
Yeah, that's almost not looking possible. Sampaius should get the info here. Nice headshot found, and no immediate trade. Youngster chips away. Gets the job done to take the lead. Heroic and Tanir this with 3.
Okay, well, now Falcons will have everything with the buy.
Yeah, m0NESY gets his AWP. Perhaps that was a priority.
I think full utility as well is going to help them take the early map control. Something else that I was quite critical of earlier in the year was Nico being this mid-control player on the CT and the T side. Just felt like a little bit out of place, fighting around all the mollies and smokes and flashes.
He's regularly having a partner in crime now. This time, actually, 2. m0NESY and Magisk have started to lend a hand to this mid-fight, and xFloud's going to ask questions of it.
Now, pressuring A again.
They've started the AWP on A. Falcons, that is. Here comes the CT smoke. Are they just going to go? Nico in a good position to lend a hand. m0NESY does catch LNZ. Run down by Tanir into the A site. Nico yet to take this fight with xFloud. When does he push the smoke? Oh, just as Nico looks away, but adjusts. Very quick from Nico. Tanir next victim. Wrecked him just like that. They clean up.
Okay, quick comms there from m0NESY to communicate where the AWP was. That'll be picked up. And 3-3 scoreline all tied. Obviously, the desk touching upon in the history between Saw and Kixon and Tessus on the other side of the server. And then you've got even more links. Saw potentially going to Nico's old team.
Yeah, God.
I spoke to Stilgar, CEO over there at G2 on a podcast earlier in the year, and look, he didn't say in as many words, but the implication I got was there was going to be a rebuild after this major cycle.
Oh, that's a nice find. Nico spams away to finish off what his nade started. I always feel like this is a tight angle to work with, but he makes it work. Oh, does he? A dink is nice. Goes down and pays the ultimate price for it. Nico will aggress into Tanir, and again Tanir wins out in the head-to-head. He's been
good.
Sharp. That's twice now we've seen.
He shoots hard.
Like,
right?
he's just taken the fight.
That's the key with this kid. He's definitely not afraid, and he hits hard. You know, in terms of the decision-making, that's all going to come with more experience at this level, and the fact he's gone international.
But shoot good is a good start.
Yeah. Feels like the most basic, but when you're playing at this level, you should already have a lot of the fundamentals down. Waiting for more re-aggressors. Heroic. Nothing coming their way just yet as they are grouping up outside B. So 1 in cave, 3 up the ramp, util to work with. Couple of smokes. They're in the sky now.
Yeah, looks like they're going to send LNZ in as a bit of a
Falcons gambled. Everyone's here, Alex.
raidable fight, sure. Yeah, and a block smoke ramp as well. m0NESY's going to try and play anti, trying to catch them on the walkthrough. But there's Kixon, good for 1. Only 2 CTs left. Are they going to fight for this? Both behind smokes.
I'll give it a go.
He's going to throw out a couple of pot shots, concerned about a late red arrival. Spam doesn't connect. Smoke now fades. Magisk will ask some questions of the cave player. Some Pious tucks in as Tanir wraps around to double ramp for the post plant.
Boosting up as well.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough angle to work with. Here's m0NESY making a play. Gets onto the bomb. SoundQ made. Both trying to isolate Jules. And, well, Magisk successful.
Molly missed.
Awkward now. Very high stress with the miss of the Molly. They're kind of counting on that. But no time for m0NESY to piece this one together. And with his back turns from Pious, secures another for Heroic.
Kind of feel like m0NESY sold Kixon down the river in that situation, right? He was playing ahead of the smokes, which were constricting over towards short and long. Kixon was tucked in, but nothing came. It was that delay on the hit.
Yeah.
And then Kixon only getting 1 out of the smoke. So started well with the Nico opener, and then fell apart from there due to the Tanir double, so very well done. So a competitive T-half already, 4-3.
Yeah, they're not definitely going to be laughing about that, and a whole lot more opportunities coming up. Just round 8. First map of this series.
Okay, A main push right now is huge information. This B defense just needs to block for now, right? Tessus can't go down. Oh, and Magisk has just followed through. Pushed all the way, took down a player idly outside of main, that's Youngstar, and now the round falls into disarray for Heroic. You're so worried about how far this push has come through, and do you need to go back and investigate main? Because if you do, that's going to soak valuable time off the clock.
That's a really nice catch from Magisk. That is the first opening kill for a player not named m0NESY or Nico. Tanir, however, walks up the ramp and finds that equalizer. And he's up for another. Headshot down by Kixon. And now some Pious just scarpers in. Can't believe what his teammate's given him. And he might get more. The edge of the smoke, and m0NESY's head rolls. Tanir takes the site, takes the round, all on his own.
Okay, 5 already. Falcons are going to have to save, but if I'm Linus, I'm sending out the hunting party to try and remove these rifles.
Tanir is already like, you know, the Jaws theme tune playing in his head.
2,400 is the loss into the next, so to take these rifles away is worth an awful lot because the Falcons are just going to have to take an eco.
He might be quicker than Nico's really expecting, right? Like, you're probably thinking he's rocking up to CT now, not Temple. Bomb's about to go. Will he go donut or in main? That's the question. Looks like he's headed main, so may miss out on pathing through them.
Well, if they can hold on to these, which is looking good right now, Falcons have something to work with in this one. It just got very loud in the LAN hall. Sounded like Apex making some noise.
It did.
Just taking a look at that series that's currently going down on our secondary stream. It is Game Allegiant taking on Vitality. That is a match that will qualify one of the two for the playoffs, as well as the seeding match in Group A. Vitality are up 1 map, and map 2 is well, quite close, so I'd assume that Apex celebration is them just edging ever so ahead. And then if you look at the context of this one, in case you are just joining us, same situation. Winner of this will be in the arena, but this is for Group B.
It's becoming commonplace for Falcons, you know, perpetual back-to-back grand finals.
And I think the fact that we have Mouse versus Falcons yet again, it's been a pretty favorable matchup for Falcons, so I'm sure Mouse would love to get a bit of revenge, even if it's only a seeding game. But here's those saves with a couple of pistols around them. Falcons are just going to have to take the lighter of the investment options. They bring out the rifles into the next with a 2900, but this is fast on mid.
Yeah, there's 3 to receive them. Respecting the initial util, and okay, head-to-head, Nico got a bit too curious. xCloud puts him down and goes looking for more. Magisk meets a similar fate. Weapons squandered early, the first 2 pickoffs, and it's both xCloud.
Look clumsy as well there with the run boost, right? When teams are doing that, we know why. It's to get over that that T Molotov to constrict the close push. Honestly with 1, but now he's done, and this one is going to be concluded quite quickly. 6 now for Heroic as Kixon offers himself up to Tanir, who is up to 12-4 as far as the score. The next closest on his team has 4 frags. So he has 8 kills more than anybody's team at this point. So Tanir is just putting on a show. Is Apex... Did they get loud and Apex didn't like it? Is that what's going on over there?
That's usually the case.
Because he's getting very, very loud.
But I've noticed that even in these group stage games, he still brings that fire. I think you have to. You know,
of course.
Like these are the games where you're most vulnerable, I'd suspect.
And I think the thing is when they know they're on the precipice of the major, right? They have also got the best, I would say, management of time off between tournaments.
Agreed.
You need to come in and bring that fire to every game. So it's easier to do when you're not burnt out. Look at this.
Yeah.
Hello?
Stars out on A. This is
the
already
going
like
B. This is a fake. This is
very convincing fake.
They're bit down hard.
Yeah, understandably. You got 3
Tessus and Kicks is still here, so maybe not that hard.
Well, let's see. Tanir, can he do it again? He walks into the site, says, "Can I have your bomb site, please?" He gets the trade, or at least one of them does. It's xCloud now down, and it's Tessus, a valiant defense of B this time. They know the last are going to be leaving A. They'll trade out. Monacy does deliver the headshot onto Linus. Tech tips. And there's Youngster as well.
Important double there from Tessus, and that felt very threatening from Heroic, didn't it? The fact that they were out on A, and they were detected, but there was nothing that Falcons were able to do about it because the smoke wall was up. You don't want to push through, give away your life. But that is going to force a tactical timeout out of Saw. And look, at this point of the game, when you have money for another buy, your loss bonus is bottom of the barrel, you know you can still walk away with 8 rounds. So, all right, what type of adjustment? We just did that A play. They didn't bite down on the fake. How do we want to make this look?
I have two suggestions.
I'd love to hear them.
Yeah, you got Nico's mid. Ask more questions of that than you have been. Maybe take it late. See what happens. See if you can get that space. You did already on one of your gun rounds.
I think early against him is your better option.
Yeah,
because it's around the smokes and mollies of where I think he still looks uncomfortable.
Sure. Or you just could once again try and test cave. It doesn't have to be immediate. You don't have to take that first fight. The util will probably be good, but just investigate. See if you can put the pressure on B from there and then call around it.
Well, Monacy's got the elbow smoke lined up.
Let's see who's going to be joining Nico in mid for the defense. Heroic have taken this time out, and as you've discussed, I mean, 8-4 is still on the table. 3 players to defend mid this time. There is a head-to-head, and xCloud one and done. It's Magisk that doubles up. See you later. Early mid is what they conclude, but it doesn't result well. They heard them. This is a head-to-head. Monacy seems very comfortable on. He's won it out a couple of times with Orb, Deagle, and now AK.
Really important round from Magisk, trading both of his star players there. So Nico tested in middle, dies. Monacy gets one, traded, so very well done. And now Tanir's just going to walk into this, not ready for the red line. Very fortunate to be alive, but barbs from 3 different angles. So it's a nice Renee and a nice Emil. And it's going to be nice to tie things up.
That's
because
Renee Madsen, by the way.
Not Borg.
Not Borg.
As we've all learnt.
We all did at certain times.
Shout out to Cajun.
Yeah, when I say Tess, you say yes.
Okay, well, 6 rounds on the half. I'd say Heroic would be happy with that. That wasn't, would you say that was evil? I wouldn't say it was evil.
Not evil. I would say what that is like, that's the competitive spirit.
Yes.
That's like, I'm good at this game. That's what that communicates to me.
Well, they've got B lane control.
Kixon doesn't care. Kixon does not care! Just pushes down the ramp for a double. immediately deflates any hopes they had for a little setup on the lane, even puts Linus on notice. Down to 39, Spam will put him even lower. 4 HP left after Tessis is finished with him.
And Magic's going to jump up once he's here as well.
Bonk!
Bowling him out. Top spin on that one, just 2 more to find. And that's to tie things up, 6-6 going into the halftime break. Falcons started slow yesterday. Yanko touched upon that on train, but they're awake now. And m0NESY, his AWP rings true.
Okay. They've been working on their wall bangs. Tessis, some contributions through the boards, and a 6-6 scoreline. Perhaps it is that slow start, or can Heroic keep this up into our second half of play? Interrupt, a lovely musical interlude with more Counter-Strike. It is 6-6 at the half, first map in this head-to-head, third of the day for our second day of play for IEM Dallas, and well, Heroic. They came in with some strong statements on socials, claiming that they work harder than their opponent. Falcons, I'm sure, disagree. They're going to try and let their gameplay do the talking, and have done so with a rather competitive scoreline of 6-6.
Yeah, the pistol and then the last 3 rounds of the half to help them get there. Let's see if they can make it 2 from 2 as they're on the T side. They're going to hear that jump into Donut from xFloud. He's going to be joined up by Tanier. 3 towards B, LNZ, Youngstar, and Sampaius. Currently looks like a complexion for an A split available for the Falcons. They've got a smoke, a molly, and a decoy. And there's that smoke towards CT. Magisk with the molly. Questions are where he's going to wield that. So pressure towards A now applied. Creeping up mid silently to pincer this.
Yeah, it's going to be Tanir and xCloud. Oh, and a nice immediate headshot there.
It's
puts him down.
Be no one.
Job done.
We're in. Oh, so even fake the donut smoke right there. So when you're a player in donut, if you hear the smoke bouncing off, you're going to want to play ahead of it so you can get a cheeky kill on the cusp of the smoke as they team into the site. Now it's a 3v5 retake. Best of luck, gents.
Yeah, well, that's a good start. Man just going down. I mean, big
There's
box.
a smoke.
Control seized. They have a player on site, and they've primarily focused their resources towards donut with a late A main presence. LNZ meeting his fate at Tessus' block, and yeah, it's all going to line up nicely for him. Just making sure their pistols work.
Over both pistol rounds, they only conceded one player.
Right.
Or well, maybe two, maybe two.
That's a winning formula regardless.
Yeah, it's great to keep so many players alive. It's going to work, especially if you don't take any damage, right? You get that cheaper investment into head armor.
Yeah, sorry.
Beautiful work.
One death across two pistols.
Oh, there you go. So, yeah, I was just...
Madness. It was spotless in the first and barely a blemish in the second.
Oh, Tanir's brought out the auto shotty. I do love it. Man after my own heart here, so won't have any armor with it whatsoever, but can pump out an awful lot of damage.
Cannon shotty.
Hey, don't let him shoot you first.
No, fair. I'm actually excited to see if it does get a bit of contact. No skin on it, I'll note. Maybe he's not a regular user.
And as we all know, skins equals wins.
That's what I'm saying, Chad. He's not going to get anything. No skin.
Actually, you did say that in an ad.
I think I did.
Yeah,
at some point.
Well, if there's no resistance in this one, Falcons, they'll be demonstrating the old adage.
Which goes?
The quickest way to get from point A to point B is a straight line.
Yeah, or a 2-0.
Yeah, that's my straight line.
That's what you're saying, I get it now.
Right?
Let me get it at my own time, you know? I'm there now.
And technically not a true statement. There's actually a quick way from point A to point B.
Teleportation.
Well, that doesn't exist, but it's like there's something curve. So there's a curve. So as you go down the curve, you're going to pick up more speed, and then it kind of kicks you off.
Oh, gravity, obviously.
But yeah, my dad always used to say the quickest way from point A to point B was a straight line, and I just thought it would be
I think it's hard to dispute that.
Yeah, other than science.
Gravity, ramp.
Well, they are blocked. They still have a lot of time, 40 seconds, so not worried yet. xCloud has one more smoke. Tanir's pushing A, so knows it's not a possibility. m0NESY taking a little bit of a glance over towards middle with this AK-47, so risks are being taken by the young buck. 30 seconds, we'll have to finish B. Another ramp smoke, so Cave going to be forced into this pistol fight. It's about to get rough.
It is about to get rough. A 5-7 could do crazy work at this range. You don't want to be losing an AK early in the piece, and now about
That's the bomb.
There's three of them gone to the sidearms. Magisk is going to try and stabilize for the boys. A MAC-10 recovered with ammo.
180 degrees.
Needs the bomb, and his back is turned. Heroic have turned this round on its head. m0NESY left alone with only 5 seconds can do nothing more than cling on to his AK-47. Going Cave against pistols, Chad. It's a tale as old as ancient. Don't do it.
Yeah,
Those are the rules.
But they were funneled there.
Yeah.
They were funneled there. That
How?
was by...
Who was the funnel?
The funnel was the smokes. xCloud's last smoke that he dropped top ramp forced them to go Cave before they could go ramp. They didn't want to blindly go through this ramp smoke, so Cave had to take contact first, but by that point it was too late. Bomb gets dropped in Cave. They swarm on top of it. Let's see what Linus says here.
What are you doing?
Well, Linus, your strategy worked perfectly, and they fell into it, which does make them look silly. It makes you look smart.
Game, though. No, that makes it a game.
So we're all tied up here.
So m0NESY saved an AK, and they fully invested with an additional AK and pistols.
Is it the K. Bailey Hutchinson, or is it the Kaylee Bay Hutchinson?
I think the first one sounded right, but I'm not the authority on the name of this venue. K. Bailey sounds right.
K. Bailey does sound right.
It feels right.
Now, I was hoping to get an eco so we could go big picture, but right now we're going to stay with the granular. Can the force buy of the Falcons bounce back and keep this alive? Nico finds the opener. Lots of steps heard on Donut. Rotations on the way.
Yeah, Sampire says patience is rewarded in red room. He nearly takes another as well. Has m0NESY on red. Oof. Yeah, and look at xCloud.
Hello.
Gets two on a little drive-by. Oh, and kicks and responds. Tracks the aggressor. Puts it all down to just some Pius. A flurry of frags back from m0NESY and Kixon.
He's been pretty quiet, the old Pius.
Yeah, that's true. 3 frags total, but an opportunity to find 2 impactful ones in the 1v2 clutch. m0NESY placed from Donut safe. Kixon spotted out in the big box. He caught wind of him. Yeah. Honestly, low may not necessarily be as active as Pius anticipates. Gets that elevated spot off. Kixon playing it safe. Monacy should take a little peek.
Hello?
Monacy should take a peek.
Hello?
There we go.
Oh, yeah. You're thinking it's very possible, isn't it? As overlooked in that situation. Now, the question goes back to Heroic with ping pong. Are they going to force buy back again? And it looks like it. X-Flood's already invested.
I want to see the kill feed from that round. It was like...
X-Flood with a double on the MP9, right? So Nuke gets the opener. They have the man advantage. Here it is. Bang. Yeah. So at this point, now they start moving. There's a pace to that. X-Flood happens. It's getting pretty damn close to the defuse right there. Monacy will pip him at the post.
Yeah, understandably cautious given the low HP, but right down to the wire. But yeah, it was like Nico gets the first, and then Heroic get 3, right? And then Kixon and Monacy. A lovely double out of Kixon, have to say that. The first shot we missed. We saw the second as he pushed through the smoke. It was X-Floud pushing through.
Okay, so the Force by Wars will continue. You've got a FAMAS, you've got a... Oh, everyone's got something different. A Scout, an MP9, a FAMAS, a 5.7, and a Deagle. What they did so well last time was blocking with the smoke. So Falcons, with this time, either you just do something more direct, so you're able to push through as a unit and try and trade efficiently. This setup's interesting. Tanir's actually gone Scout, not some Pius. 2 on A, 1 red, 2 B, and they've gambled this correctly.
Ooh, a hard shot to hit, but it's hit elsewhere instead. It was actually Tessa's taking a lick of damage.
Yeah, weird tag, huh?
Yeah.
It must have been through the
what, a nade?
wall? No, I'm pretty sure it was the...
Magix is taken down Tanir regardless. Okay, so that's the Scout removed. And now they're going to regroup with Nico and Tessa's already taking full lane. And they did that through mid, right? So far, no resistance has been felt through mid.
Oof. You don't have the stack going for you this time, do you?
They're not scared of cave. They're right this time around.
Well, there you go. They've been able to burn this one at a minute. And honestly, LNZ should look to play... He's grabbed another smoke. Okay. I was going to say should look to play Reed.
Oh, bum. That's not what you wanted. It was cool to have a second smoke. Now it's just cringe. I don't use that word, but I did.
I was going to say you should look to play retake so that they can save and go for the double dip of the Force into the next. But if he gets an AK and gets away... Oh. Hello. There's an AK.
You're not getting away, though, are you? Heaven... I mean, Molotov temporarily, but Magisk isn't on the angle.
No, he's too low to stay on this actively. X-Love's going to cut... Okay, yeah, so actually, save. Go again.
Calculated.
Look, if you want the MP9 of Youngstar to see if he can get something, why the hell not? But to definitely hold on to the FAMAS and that AK-47. Falcons now will take one step closer to the magic number of 13. 9-7 will be confirmed. And if we go big picture, we go 30,000 feet. To the overview of IEM Dallas. We're in the lead into the Austin Major right around the corner. And there's really no point in shying away from that fact because it is influential on everything we're talking about. The 3 top dogs in Counter-Strike right now, the 4th being Spirit, who aren't in attendance. You've got Mal's already locked in. You've got Vitality, who just locked themselves in over Gaming Legion. And the winner of this, which is likely going to be the Falcons. They're the clear favorites in this. Those 3 teams in the playoffs, that's what you're looking for. Yeah. In terms of who's going to join them, a whole different conversation. But you want to see these teams in form, knowing that in a couple weeks' time, depending on the stage, they will be locking horns for the culmination of the start of 2025. Heroic also have the major, but for them, this season is about a lot of learnings, and then you're hoping to put your best foot forward at the major. Them going for a deep run, it's not on anybody's bingo card, I'll tell you that much. Falcons have arrived as the biggest threat to Vitality's crown. Back-to-back-to-back finals, obviously one of those being Bucharest, where Degster was in the roster, even got the MVP, but understandably replaced by one of the absolute best Counter-Strike players in the world, Monacy, reunited with Nico, and they've gone from strength to strength. They've been competitive in those best-of-5 finals from Melbourne to rivals. They should have and could have definitely won Melbourne, stopping Vitality from getting the Grand Slam.
Maybe that makes it even sweeter when they meet in the grand final of the Austin Major.
Hey, it'll be a best-of-3 there, won't it?
Hey, I'm just
no more best-of-5s.
True. Some would argue that favors the team with the shallower map pool. But they did go 5, so...
Yeah, look.
Anyway.
Maybe Valve will give us best of 5s one day.
That would be nice at this
That's
point.
fine. We can talk to him when we're there.
Okay, yeah. MR12, let's go BO5 major.
The reason, I think we had like 11 finals in a row that only went 2 maps, so understandable why we never needed a best of 5.
I really like their pop they're doing there. That flash, we saw it catch Magisk at the early stages.
Blown out.
Love it. It just catches that player that's playing close to main. Bounces off the step. Spits forward. It can be very difficult to push through that A main smoke if you're not flashing through. Even easier without that smoke down. Tanir forced to go save a scout. That's not really ideal, is it?
No, and I think I don't think he's going to wield it into the next round. It's even if he gets to keep it, I don't think Kixon will allow it. It's more just a bodyguard for xCloud. Okay. Try and buy the buffer to make sure you retain the AK. Oh,
how's that? Get a Galil if you kill Tesses.
Oh, he likes the scout, does he?
One more.
Has he got a
batter up?
Yeah, batter swing. Got the deagle as well. I know
hey, batter.
Hello, hello. Oh, xCloud lost his AK. Wow.
But Tanir got a Galil.
The bodyguard gets a Galil. No, he doesn't. I changed my mind. Actually, he doesn't.
You know what he said there.
Yeah, this map is so stupid.
This bloody bomb radius. All right, well, they're buying either way. That was the double dip on the Force. 3-round gap has been manufactured by Falcons winning ways. That's both pistols, lost the Force, but have won 3 in the follow-up. So very strong stuff down the stretch.
Enjoyed that second.
Satisfying, isn't it?
Yep.
Especially at the mid-range.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Kixon's asking questions of Cave. The early fight, LNZ steps up and gets knocked down.
Alex, look at the nades left for Heroic at 1:37.
Yeah, and and the players at this point, thanks to Kixon.
You've got 2 smokes left.
So push something, probably.
Yeah, well, they are. The conga line doing the cha-cha-cha.
And the bomb is outdoors. So at the moment...
Okay, just get past Kixon.
Yeah, which is doable. There you go. And then you win that duel.
Okay.
And then you take doors and find the bomb, right? No, Monacy's going to beat you to it.
It's just one step too far, isn't it?
It is a bit
Those
scary.
bloody treacherous doors. Oh, this is a round-winning move from the Sun Pius. The sun shines on the Spaniard today.
It certainly does.
He's got 3 kills, though. So maybe not.
He hasn't gone round. He hasn't gone elbow. Oh. But they do clear out Monacy, so the bomb now spotted.
Yeah, but...
Youngstar? Yeah, he's brave. That's a brave Youngstar right there.
How? It shouldn't go wrong.
It's impossible. Do you want a theory, Craft?
I don't think it's impossible.
How could this go wrong? You'd isolate a duel onto Youngstar or xCloud. One
Couple
of them
of headshots.
overextends. Youngstar is going to die. No, you see, there you go. Nico. That's the one.
Get him,
Just
Nico!
a second. Just 2.
Come on, make Alex eat his words.
I don't think it's happened in 25
Get Vince on speed dial.
seconds.
Find out how that boot tasted.
Yeah, I will. I'll eat a boot if he wins this
Come on,
one.
Nico.
20 seconds.
Come on, Nico. Do it for the boot.
That's what I'm talking about. Just hold crouch and you win the round.
Come on, Nico.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Heroic get 8. And we're going to be seeing more and more of this competitive.
Pius
Yes.
had the round-winning flank, didn't get a kill.
Yeah.
Come on, some Pius, man. Well, they can buy.
That's their second CT round. You haven't seen any consecutive defensive rounds, so big round for the CTs. They might even have nades this time. Yeah.
Well, if you want to get back into this game, you win this one.
Yeah.
And at that point, you break the Falcons' money, and you are well and truly within touching distance of snatching this one away, likely all tied up 10-10. But that means you have to win this one. Oh, look at this. xCloud ready for the clear if he hears them coming out middle. Might even go for it preemptively. Oh, spotted. Monacy takes a shot.
Off. Kind of tracked him, but didn't hit the shot. And audacious little jiggle out short as well, baits a second. So still 5 alive after the initial skirmish. Block smoke ramp will slow us down.
Okay, well, we can pause for a moment. Donut smoke lobbed out. Magisk helping Nico work on this mid-control. xCloud in this committed position. So we'll have to fight for his life as Kixon lives forward in cave. How good are his clears? This is tough.
Especially if Tanir can peek off of this. It's going to be very hard to get anything. Oh, how's that? Both kills go the way of Heroic.
This is a huge round.
This is a huge round. Is it recoverable? The bomb seems like it's maneuvering back to B, as to this potent pair of Monacy and Nico taking cave space. It is going to be a head-to-head with Tanir and LNZ. Heard that pick up. No, he's trying to leave, and Monacy will punish. An unnecessary choice from LNZ now gives them a way in. Oh, how is that for a way in? Nico spams through the board.
Third man, though.
There is a third, and Monacy's on high alert. Young Star. xCloud rotates through though. Good find from xCloud, traded by m0NESY. They're flipping it on its head after a nice two-man advantage for Heroic. Squandered unless some Pius can do something. It's a teed up for this is to be his impact round. Look at the health.
He needs to find a defuse kit.
He does.
About 30 seconds left on that bomb. There's a kit basically sitting right on top of it.
He's taking his sweet time.
Halfway gone now.
m0NESY's been boosted up.
Did
He's
m0NESY
dead.
see him? I don't think so.
He's going to hit the shot on the cross, right? It's hard to imagine m0NESY not hitting this.
Round over. Still, round over.
Unless he sticks it there. Yeah.
That's not possible. Oh, some Pius. It's tough.
I mean, it's a tough round for Heroic.
To have to retake it. Well, okay, so I think the most critical that people will be in that situation is m0NESY killing Linus trying to get out of cave.
Yeah.
And you can sit and go, oh, but why is he even getting out of cave? He's getting out of cave so he doesn't give away a bozo death, and by doing so, gives away a bozo death, right? So this is where it all started. You don't want to stay overextended in cave. You don't want to get picked off. This spam kill, mental, right? That's a very fortunate one. Without that, I don't think the Falcons are able to break in. So what was a 5v3 number advantage for Heroic goes a 1v2 retake for a player out of position. And there goes the cash money. They are going to force in to fight for their right. They know that Falcons are also scratching the pennies just with one man staying alive. But is this the classic Kixen gear shift? How in the head of Kixen is Saw? Are they like stack B? This is where Kixen would call a B rush.
See what his call is. He's gone for a deliberate Mac 10.
Could go out middle. He's middle of the pack, or anything fast. I think I would expect from a Kixen call right now.
Well, they are going to start a lot of CTs in middle. Empire stays behind the red smoke with this FAMAS. SMGs get up close.
Not fast at all. So I imagine also trying to piece together what type of buy Heroic would be bringing to the table. But now that you've seen the utility, you know that there are a few more investments than you'd expected. Right? That's so tough. Next round, 2,400 loss. Like this is the game right here if they don't win this one. It's all over for Heroic if they can't convert.
Not going to be easy to do so. Limited resources. Looks like they are going to clash. Ooh, a little late walk. Okay, well, there's a head-to-head, and Youngstar's done very well to leave with 2. Was the bomb spotted on Kixen there? Can't say with certainty.
Tessa's lurking in towards B right now, so it's a timing against Zempius, essentially.
It depends how active he's playing this. Like, he's playing retake, sure, but is he going to be spotting the walk-up? Here we go. Seems actively aware. Late to it. Saw the shadow
Tessa's
as well.
has the smoke as well.
Yeah, that's B-site lost. That might be the round.
The only way you can beat them is you jump up heaven, and if you jump up heaven, what are we talking about? You've got an MP9.
Yeah.
You've got a bloody MP9.
Tanir tucks into cave. That's what he elects to do with it. Youngstar's waiting for Tanir to arrive. Will try and catch some sort of push through that smoke. No, now draws attention to himself as Tanir pushes out.
Hello.
Not ready. Wasn't expecting him. Tessus wasn't housekeeping that cave slip, but
he did the best he could, didn't he?
He really did.
Oh.
That looks like it might be the Falcons map right there and then.
A couple of agonizing moments for Heroic in this one. Looking to retain a couple of rifles as they did do damage early. Well, they've got one of the AKs and there's the other. So these saves are worth their weight in gold, with the 2,400 loss bonus being the next round.
Oof, you're right.
It'll be more of the same. Youngstar 2,400. Yeah, Youngstar could drop a rifle. He could drop a rifle. That's so we could.
You get 3.
Could have 3, yeah.
Better than 2.
Terrorists win.
They don't have AWP. That is true. They do not have AWP. So understanding the money situation very well are the Falcons.
Yeah, but also a very critical aspect of Counter-Strike decision-making is the position of an AWP, right? So being able to just completely disregard that conversation, I'm sure is going to liberate some of your options.
So who does have an AWP? m0NESY.
Oh, yeah.
Wielding that for the final round, or ever so likely, of map number 1.
Kixen's called an A, or at least taking the bomb that way early.
Yeah, I guess you got stunted last time. So making a similar call. Oh, the boost.
Just good at this game. Misses that one, though. Okay, Tanir, what have you got for us? He throws out a flash to get aggressive. Block smoke arrives. Maybe that's enough. Oh, Nico, how has he gotten away with that? Just blind spam through the smoke as Tanir repositions. Over rotation, and oh, this is a perfect angle for it. Tess is going to catch Youngstar as he clears through. Oh, okay. Well played. Peripheral vision sharp.
Well, that's limited the options now of Falcons, hasn't it? Youngstar has a lot to worry about as he rotates back. Mid has been a gap throughout all of this, so a red leak is possible. Magisk, if they push into main, he should be good for one. 45 seconds. What's the finish looking like? A split through Donut by the looks of things.
Oh, wow. LNZ does clear it.
Diligent.
Yeah.
Does that change the play, though? Or do you still go into A? Looks like it. This is tough for Nico and Kixon.
Now they have a main. It is going to be such a nightmare.
This feels impossible.
Yeah, really does. Unless Nico can just do Nico things, like a couple of one-taps. He's going to get double swung.
Time as well.
Yeah. Oh, sound cue, and then Kixon's orb connects. Still needs to hit this shot onto LNZ. Swinging Youngstar. Bomb goes down. Nico
1v1.
alive. Okay. How have they managed to make this one look even remotely doable? Youngstar's going for the 10-second stick against Nico, and he's going to knife out the way through. Does he just assume that he's called the bluff? Nico, what do you do with this? He's tucked in. Youngstar, a 10-second ninja under the nose of Nico.
Okay, well, that one right there. They got the number advantage. They played that very well, Heroic, didn't they? And the ball's on Youngstar in that situation, literally for the map. This is the way that I'm going to play it. I am going to play for the map by sticking the defuse. So calls the bluff of the big man.
I bet it was also a little bit of intel that they got Nico low, right? Like he's one shot. You kind of you assume there'll be more caution to his gameplay. I mean, Kixon getting the bomb down extended that round.
Exactly. It felt like that shouldn't have even been a possibility. They're going out mid here. Kixon out first with the flashes.
Quick space.
Already thrust his way through. Knows one's red because of the clear the spec.
He's going to get him on the reload.
Oh my God.
The reload.
Look at the pace on that one.
Beautiful. Thank you very much, xFloud. Putting 20 bullets into a smoke can be punished. Kixon demonstrates. 40 smokes expended, though, on that positioning.
It's another opening kill for Falcons, which has been going their way throughout this map. So both pistols, the majority of the opening frags. Sure, that clutch went against them just then. Limiting factors for the finish is the utility. Couple of smokes, flash, HE, as this time the lurk on the other side of the map. Kixon will activate to try and...
Oh, here we go.
Oh, this is a brawl, isn't it?
Yeah, immediately. Sampayas needs to hit this first one. Oh, and he hasn't. Oh, no! Youngstar empty-handed, and Tessa's hands out haircuts.
Pack it up.
That should be the round. That should be the map.
Tough game from Sampayas.
Yeah, really. It ends on 4 frags to 16 deaths.
Yeah, some of these situations he was out of position, having to rotate in. There, as you mentioned, had to hit that shot. Kixon has the knockout blow with the flank.
What is that?
It's over.
2.
Here's Kixon. Here he is.
Ah, and he knows where the last is. Tanir's going to come for the duel. Doesn't finish it off cleanly, so time continues to become a factor for him. I don't know if there's a kit anywhere within his grasp. Did LNZ? Yeah, he did. We'll pick that up, but certainly does feel like Falcons map. Tanir will give it everything he's got. Not another defuse. We can't have another one of them. Nico thinks the same, goes running, a bit of an overextension. You have to hold it. You have to hold it, or can you get away with it?
Absolutely no time in the world for this one.
Oh, nice try. MT from Tanir. Falcons leave with the first map of the series.
And another map where m0NESY is absolutely farming the hell out of IEM Dallas. Just one more map stands in the way from Falcons and another playoff berth. They're looking for a grand final. This time they're looking for a title. And they're starting Dallas hot.
Chance up against the Falcons on the first.
Yeah, as the Dust pointed out, a couple of key rounds that went against them. They had the game slip away. Competitive in patches. A strong start, but they only need more than that now on Nuke. And Sampayas will need to wake up. Try and play some of his best. Counter-Strike. Heroic will need to be on their A game if they want to get things done.
As That's what Source said himself in that pre-match interview. Young Star.
It's a good start.
Start well.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, let's go. m0NESY onto Young Star finally puts him down. The damage is done though. Young Star, he takes the first 2 scalps.
Lots of information as well.
Yeah, you do have to get past NiKo's P2. 50, that is.
You can reset the round right now, however, if you are Falcons. This happened so early within the piece that you still have 1 minute and 20 seconds. xFloud, being illustrated there by our lovely ops team, is playing for information from Radio Room into lobby. This is what he's saying, right? If he had words, that's what he would be saying. Jakey's saying, Chad, you've said this, but this jiggle is happening, which means that they do have information if there is a return to lobby.
And so the round can't be reset without someone finding out. That's xFloud. Here comes the info. Thank you. Oh, I like that he's played it so
Now,
safely.
what do the observers tell us next?
Okay.
Now they say if they go A, there's a guy on hut, which is a tough spot to clear, but down the vent!
That's the idea. Stressful. Does take NiKo down the vent.
Though, don't you? Is it broken?
Do need to
Yeah,
break
it
the
is.
vent.
Okay.
Yeah, m0NESY dips.
Oh,
Kicks
the
against
bomb.
the bomb.
Hello.
So he opens the door and
Needs a
he
kill.
dies. He dies.
Ah.
But there's no bomb. So now it's a bit suspicious,
Yeah,
but Tanir.
Tanir's our boy.
Yeah. Ooh.
Tanir,
Huh.
thank you. Thank you. Now, thank you.
Good start.
We have what I would like to call breaking news. Sound like an Amber
It did
Alert.
sound like an Amber Alert.
Now, all of those lovely Twitter accounts that post really good updates and they take all the views from the actual people who do the work and need to make money from it, they're going to love clip farming this one.
Okay.
They're going to love it.
This is for you guys. One time.
We have received official word that if FaZe make it to the playoffs of IEM Dallas 2025, Rain will be in attendance.
Pretty sure I saw that on Twitter already.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
I'm like,
shit.
this is secondhand information. I've heard this already.
Our producer told us.
I know, but
I thought it was brand new.
I did too. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, I did.
Everyone's sad. Producer's sad. We're sad. The Twitter Andes are sad.
It's, yeah, someone beat us to the punch.
Was it FaZe themselves?
Yeah, I think it might have been. Yeah.
So-
I saw on the Reddit, perhaps.
Not breaking news,
But it is news.
still news.
And exciting. Bee-woo.
They still need to win 2 best of 3s though to make it to
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
playoffs.
Yeah, so the caveat's there. But if they do, he'll be here. Which would actually make the playoffs even more exciting should they be in them. For sure.
Do you know that Vitality have been in 18 playoffs in a row?
That sounds like an absurd amount of playoffs in a row.
I reckon right now we just say things. But that's
Okay.
the striker tweeted that.
Okay. Let's just say things. I can say things.
Yeah,
I'm up for that.
say a thing right now.
Okay. Tanir is going to be in the HLTV top 20 next year.
Oh, that's a thing.
I said a thing.
If he gets on a better team, it could be possible.
Yeah. Do you think...
Oh my god, I can watch the B stream from here.
Well, I'd like to watch our stream because Magiska's just taken a nice opening kill there.
I can also watch the A stream. He did that from lobby entrance.
You're doing well.
I can actually see both games simultaneously. This is
That's your spot?
might be my new spot.
Okay, it's a pretty good spot.
One of the player managers is wearing a cowboy hat.
Yeah. I was thinking about perhaps, you know, investigating the idea of cowboy boots. What do you think?
That's for Austin. Yard smoke's being lined up now.
Let's see what the judges will give them.
Oh, it's a perfect 10.
Perfect 10. xFloud has a HE. So we'll be able to remain with some degree of information behind those smokes if he chooses to throw it. However, now uncertainty will grow.
Was it not a perfect 10? Was that what's trying to be illustrated to us there?
It looked pretty good.
Tanir's in a good spot to shut this down.
They're going to flash him, but actually ahead of the util was Tessus, and that's an important trade from m0NESY. So ramp taken, Youngstar drops Vent. Quick to control. Man disadvantage. How does he play this? Because m0NESY's on the move and great awareness. m0NESY's rifling, no slouch on that either. He's one of those guys that can do it all. Astralis plants, single door. Does it get him off the bomb? No, kicks and nose. He's got a whole lot of faith in his teammates. Looks like xFloud's under there.
Yeah, save. Get up that fireman's pole. And away you go. So looking to retain the 2 M4s. Some players to be able to drop one in the next round. Tanir and Youngstar, they should have enough. And it should all be good in the hood, but that is predicated on the fact that Falcons don't rip away either of these rifles. At the moment, it looks like it's going to be all good in the hood.
What do you think of this M4 that Senpai's got there?
That's a new one, huh?
Yeah, that's the Vaporwave.
I just had Kinga open a couple cases. She'd never opened cases before.
Oh,
so I was trying to exploit her for gambler's beginner luck.
She does. She's usually very lucky. She did just open the one of the few foils in my Magic the Gathering pack.
She didn't get. She got blues.
Yeah. Maybe it was
One of them was a stat track USP.
There you go. Stat track. Wow.
I don't know. It's been a while since I've opened a knife.
I've never opened a knife. I've opened some gloves though.
Never opened gloves.
I think the eye by power on the red line is it's a real fashion statement from
It's inspired, isn't it?
I mean, you just have to say, like, it's that perfect combination of sleek style and it being a flex.
True, yeah. So he's blinged out.
Yeah, it's like, you know this costs money, I have money, look at me, but it simultaneously looks cool. Kicks them in, and they've got the sight. Monacy makes a very quick and convincing case. Oh, and it gets better.
Yeah, they cleared in main, and two of them just got absolutely clotheslined. So, save again.
Well, that sucks. I mean, what a valuable little arrow in the kicks and quiver. What have I done?
No, nothing. Magisk just threw a smoke at Heaven and he missed.
Yeah.
And then he's just done the thing with his mouse where he's just like tracked the missed smoke, like bouncing off of everything and landing and like, oh.
Yeah, that didn't go where it was
So
supposed to.
that was just for me.
Yeah,
Sorry, everybody.
that's okay.
I did find
he did that
quite,
for you.
Yeah, it's quite funny. Quite funny. All right, well, saving again. They won't have enough to buy behind it this time round, so likely to just be these two saved M4s and everybody else with a lighter level of investment going into round number 5.
So you know how everyone loves headlines? Could we generate a headline about Nico on nukes recently? Like, could we dive into the archives? Has he had bad nukes recently? This is just me from my.
Oh, you want to?
Like my gut is telling me he's on a run of bad nuke games.
I think. Now let me check the stats.
Could be tripping.
I think maybe where you could go with that is you could focus it a bit more on going missing in important playoff matches.
Yeah,
if
but that's a good one. Like, that's a really good one. I'm trying to find not so good one. Like, you know, just a Machini special.
Okay, so if you wanted a Machini special,
yeah.
Nico right now is the lowest rated player for this Falcons lineup on Nuke.
That's what I'm saying.
If you wanted
that's the Machini special.
There you go.
Yours makes more sense and has more impact, but mine, I can say that. I can say, well, Nico is the lowest rated player for this Falcons roster on Nuke.
Yeah,
and I'm right.
You can say that.
Yes, indeed. Nuco. He's going to win this one, though, right?
This map?
Yeah.
I would say so. One of these saved M4s is starting to investigate Hut. So Tania will have...
Catch him. Oh.
The jump on Magisk, but able to pivot into that. Quite poised was Magisk. Caught off guard indeed. The rifle wants to be scooped back up, but kept at arm's length by the Dane. Another headshot into the eco, and these are my favorite kills.
You like an eek?
Love a good eek.
Oh, it's propped up nicely for someone to collect as well, that M4.
Yeah, you would say Tania probably has quite a tidy room.
Yeah, oh, I'd imagine so.
He's got his shoes all lined up.
Definitely the shoes. I wonder if do you think he like gets his clothes ready for the next day? Folds them nicely?
Oh.
Yeah, or is it not that far?
I think that, right, because you're always wearing a jersey. So
you're hanging it up.
It's not I would imagine that he's the guy that has like 5 of the same outfit.
So here's something that, you know, I'm really opening a can of worms here. I'm giving you backstage insight into the esports and Counter-Strike community here.
Oh, no.
Some orgs only give players like 2 jerseys, and events can go for like 7 days. So unless the player is perfectly managing their laundry routine, you end up being you're recycling.
You've just, write that down.
Yeah.
The next lobby you do.
Yeah, let's
that's
find
the
out.
question. How many jerseys? So like the major, for example.
Yeah. How many?
Let's say you're in stage 1. You're in stage 1. You could play 3 weeks of Counter-Strike, and if you start 0-2, you could play 4 days of CS.
And I'm not gonna lie, dude. That's like you could be giving your team, from a management perspective, you could be giving your team an actual debuff if you start being all stinky.
How many shirts?
I would be appropriate.
4.
I think so long as there's a way you could always be cycling like a laundry drop-off and a fresh shirt. Yeah, 4 seems reasonable. Like you play 2 days, you give 2 in. And
but who's paying for the laundry?
Oh, that should be organization. You want us to represent your sponsors with a fresh shirt?
Okay, so in this situation, Heroic fronting the bill.
Yeah.
They get 4 shirts.
Yeah.
Every 2 days, shirts go into the wash. So you always have...
Yeah, exactly. You've always got 2 fresh shirts in the cupboard.
Because you're not always getting a 24-hour return time. Depends on the country, depends on the hotel, depends on a lot of things.
It does. And I'm glad we've got a tech pause here so we can really talk about the laundry habits of all the Counter-Strike players.
Now, all of our lovely, lovely viewers in Twitch chat right now.
Actually, I've got a good take here from Oxide. Sorry to talk about
What's he said?
He says, no one's changing a winning jersey. Hadn't thought about that.
So that's it. That's an interesting one.
Do you think Zywoo's not changed his shirt for like 30 days or something?
Mate, Vitality have a new shirt every friggin' week.
That's a crazy concept.
They have more jerseys than anyone I've ever seen before in my entire life.
Yeah, and they've got new ones for this event, so he's definitely changed his shirt.
So do Falcons.
Yeah, true. What do you think about a collar? Like, I think it's got a...
Like in general, or
no,
on
more
a jersey?
of like a jersey collar. You know, like when you go more polo as opposed to like sporting.
It.
Yeah,
I like it. Look, the ones that... And let's see if I can go back in the archives.
Yeah, you've had some jerseys over your time.
Yeah.
What was your favorite jersey? The Vox? No, that was probably like a cheap polyester blend.
No, the Vox was not cheap. The
polyester,
great.
I mean,
It was
you know, like
really
plastic.
nice.
Yeah.
No, it was very nice.
Oh, okay, excuse me.
Very nice.
Sorry, ass out you and me.
Very, very nice. This one was absolute dog water from Renegade.
Mate, that was what that looked like a H&M jobby.
It's a bloody shirt with an embroidered logo.
Yeah.
This is the one that we designed, me and Gomez. We just wanted it to, like, that's what we designed.
But that's better.
I agree.
Yeah.
The Vox one, no, look at this. Like,
no, that's the one I remember.
Yeah, that's nice.
That was when I first met you.
That's a nice jersey.
That exact event. What was that event called?
That was IEM Katowice.
Yeah,
that was the qualifier.
The
IEM
qualifier.
Katowice.
Yeah, the quali.
That's where we beat Pimp.
Yo, Pimp? You beat him?
Yeah, we beat Pam. All right, well, technical timeout into a rifle round. AWP for the Pious. We need to see some impact on the big man. The Spaniard.
Very little so far.
He will be starring in Gladiator 3.
And they're going to have a typhoon of sharks this time.
Can't be worse than Gladiator 2. How to butcher one of the greatest films of all time. Just watch that.
And afterwards, you can watch The Last of Us 2.
What? Heaven.
Magisk. Down and out. Youngstar contributes a nice opening. He did so on the pistol. And they converted that. Will this one lead to a conversion, or can Falcons claw it back? Outside smokes. No CTs ahead of them, so they will have vision removed, and xFloud forced to rotate to acknowledge the potential.
Taniz push ramp, so they have a lot of info that it is going to be quite heavy presence towards Yard. The question is, do Heroic try and stall them before they get across? Or do they allow them the room and then just go 1-for-1, rotate away? They're going to go around heaven and hell here.
Okay, this could be interesting for some Pious in that AWP. Oh, yeah, a bit slower to react there on the jiggle out from the Sugar Cube.
Time going to be an issue.
It is already getting close. Very thin.
Falcons struggle with rounds like this in the series.
Yeah, keep your eye on Kixon. So he has the bomb, and with Tessa's trying to ask questions of Heaven, Nico's still out Yard.
So is Nico going to flash him into Heaven? Like, guys, you have to give it a go, or are you saving?
It's a save?
I think you can... Did they just smoke Heaven?
20.
They just smoked Heaven.
They did.
Round over.
Oh, yeah, save. Lost the bomb. Monacy gets a little
Tessus needs to come through this Heaven smoke. Where is Nico?
He's trying to do
something. Come on, Nico.
Okay, well, LNZ wins his duel. Forced into the fight by Monacy, but yeah. Oh, wait! Never mind. Oh, they run that clock down way too thin. I mean, fair play. They still get output. They actually had quite a threatening promise there if Nico managed to double up. But unable to do so, Monacy forced to commit to that bomb plant does lead to Heroic on to a third.
Well done. Youngster gets the opening and the team are able to convert off the back of it. So sure, there's a moment where it looks scary, but handled from Heroic to tie things back up. AWP will be brought forward. Don't you worry about that. And not one of Eston and Pond for the Falcons. They're going to go rifle heavy, harassing top with U2. Nico to work Yard. Pious has gone aggressive. You can see him tucked in towards red.
Yeah, good restraint from that silo player there. Was it Tessus? Yeah. Didn't succumb to the temptation to get active early. LNZ down the vent to acknowledge.
Now, LNZ, how far he goes will tell us how much info they don't... Okay, so he doesn't know that they haven't crossed, which means the team doesn't know that they haven't crossed. So the smoke wall has been effective on Yard. This is going to limit the positions and information for Heroic.
Does this look like it's a late door walkout with some top util from Kixon?
You'd love a backside molly and a top heart molly, and then you turn it into a bit of an A map if you can. A smoke in towards main, a couple of flashes, and away you go. Bob's your uncle.
Here we go, head-to-head for Youngstar. Still does well onto Tesses. However, Monacy removes X-Flout, so the anchor collapses.
Save.
And the site's lost.
Like, Linus down the vent, what are you meant to do? You can only ever make that position impactful within chaos, which means you already need to be in the vent as the skirmish is going on. And you can see here he's resided himself to just saving over towards Secret. Sampaias has already backed off towards CT Spawn, and Tania, well, he won't be too long for this world if he hangs around, but his escape is still more than available. So this should be the fourth now for Falcons. Very well done. Simple approach, smoke wall Yard, lack of vision, Heroic rotate, walk out into A, win the duels. No AN for the retake as they save 3 guns. So drop should be available. We'll be getting ourselves only a 1900 loss bonus, but LNZ has 3.2 and Tania has 3.8. So both of them are in positions to drop M4s for X-Flood and Youngster. Tactical timeout, as I'm sure Saw and Zonic now discussing the intricacies of Gladiator 2 with their teams. Saw saying not even Denzel could save that movie. Zonic thinking Pedro still did a good job, but
I think how it should have been is it's kind of like Equalizer, where basically Denzel finds out what happened to Marcus
Aurelius. Yep.
Goes on a murder spree to find the Emperor that stabbed him in the lung. It's like Equalizer 5, Gladiator Edition.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe there's a 5th one already. You not seen Equalizer? Great.
I have.
Great movie.
Yeah, Denzel doing a good job in this.
I like those.
Great. Great action.
I like those. What's next? In the Counter-Strike universe. Let's see. Nicely taking his front spawn. Is he going to nade door and go ramp? It looks like we're going to have a little clash. Takes a pot shot. Some pirates down. Flattened.
Door gone already.
Yeah, and Tanir's dead. Tanir is in trouble. He's begging for help, begging for backup. Has the smoke done enough? It seems like it has. They'll take that early man advantage and run with it. Util thrown out Yard now. Vision obscured. Nico on his way down. Oh, he's going to be across. Just in the nick of time. No info.
So safe. X-Flood should be dead from the main player. Oh, no.
Oh, good shots. Both of them connect.
Beautiful. That worked out perfectly. LNZ, the bodyguard in that fight. So the number advantage has been squandered. The ramp push from Sampaias' AWP, sure, removed, but now Heroic, with a minute on the clock, are tussling with that man advantage. The bomb needs to be scooped up. Now the question is, are they going to dry cross? Tania's picked up the AWP.
Crazy from Nico up the vent.
I can't actually believe that. What?
I thought he was going for like info, but he went for a full climb.
Well, they do get across dry.
Because of Nico's sickness idea.
But if he stayed vent?
Yeah, he had the rotation, they could only go ramp.
Trying to do a little bit too much. And we're all guilty of that in life, aren't we?
Yeah. There's a little cheeky T-side molly for the CT side as well. An AK-47.
Now, you don't have a smoke, but you do have 2 mollies.
Why does it feel like they've won a 2v4 already?
I don't know. It
does feel that way,
Yeah,
right?
now door swings open, into the site for free, bomb should get planted. Vent rotation delayed. Back site plant. Where do they set up in the post plant? Monacy vent, Magis double door.
So he's going to worry about Secret, and Monacy can worry about everything else.
LNZ has a kit. There's a smoke as well.
Ram players play first. Magis pulled away. Oh, does that actually clear?
Oh,
it does! Oh, lovely work from Magisk. Sets up, distracts Monacy, destructs, gets another, and LNZ, tail between legs, is just out of there.
That was a thing of beauty.
What a lovely sequence out of these two. 2v4. Counter-Strike, a very beautiful game when played like that. Monacy and Magisk piece it together.
It's just the sheer room that they had, and these type of rounds, if you return to map number 1, are the scenarios that Heroic were losing that they can't be giving away. Remember that round where Linus was in cave and Tanier was baiting for him and they got 2 kills?
Yeah.
And then he tried to jump away. Monacy kills him with the AWP. Nico spams out Tanier. They take down Young.
Satisfying.
That couldn't have been a better clear.
I mean, just the perfect nade break.
That was beautiful.
And it's simultaneously, it breaks the window, goes over the lip, perfect clear, 2 exposed, pants around ankles.
Valve are framing that one in the office.
Yeah.
That's why we added this dynamic.
Yeah, real.
Saved M4 and some upgraded pistols as the half is getting away from Heroic now. 5 on the T side for Falcons is already more than enough to work with at this juncture. And remember the context of this, winner will be ushered through to the playoffs, depending on semi or quarter, will be onto the seeding match. Tanir's close, but on the fade of the smoke. Let's see how ready they are for him.
Monacy's just staring at him, it's like you can smell him.
Oh!
Still gets
He
his.
got Monacy.
Yeah, he got it. I can process that.
Does this?
Oh,
Stabilizing.
He's having a mare.
He is having a mare, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah. Don't know why I said it like that, but yeah, he is. Not a great game. I wonder if it is all this, you know, rumor mill spinning that's got him a bit distracted out of game.
Yeah. Well,
some people would find that really hard to kind of get your game face on.
I think a lot of these teams are putting on, I wouldn't call it a brave face, let's call it a professional mask.
Oh, that sounds better than brave face.
Because they're coming out and saying, yeah, look, they're not denying the questions that are being asked in interviews, but they're just saying, well, you know, the focus is on the major and the season and where the teams cut. That's like the Saw interview when he was asked about the G2 move. He didn't say no, but that's because it feels like it's happening. But the focus, I think we learned the lesson the best from G2 last season going into Shanghai. We knew Nico was leaving.
Yeah.
We knew there were going to be drastic changes within the team.
Well, we knew Dexter was leaving, and he knew he was leaving, and he got an MVP.
True. Yeah, was trying to put himself in the shop window, wasn't he? Well, an opening kill. Can Heroic hold on to it this time? Just a one-man advantage currently, as Monacy searching yard with the AWP. Scoped in, trained in at the ready.
Seeing Kixon on the roof does suggest that that's the next play, right? We're going to be seeing those top players set up for something. Or those lobby players, excuse me. Magisk and Tessis as they
It has to be outdoor again, I feel.
Yeah. Young start. So far, he's been pretty solid. Oh, only a dink
Still a
this
player
time.
Mustang.
Yeah, Mustang is occupied and profits. Doesn't transfer and no trade available. Sunpires puts the cherry on top with a double. Big round for Heroic, keeping this competitive in the half, and Sunpires with a multi-kill. Important in order to maintain a competitive scoreline at the half.
They're even able to scavenge the AWP off of Monacy's corpse, get that into his hands, bring 2 AKs through, and get the rifles out for the likes of Youngstar and LNZ as well. So the Swedes equipped going into round number 11. No AWP for Monacy this time around. Got to keep it rifle heavy.
Nice boys.
Lenzy chipped down immediately on his way in through main. Top heart molly you could see. Also, when you're thrown in the quick way, doesn't get the full spread. So aware of that as, yeah, this is an A-go. Here they come.
Good find from LNC, doubles up, fine Kixon leaving, and then Youngstar can activate from top hut. Very solid, a potent defense.
Okay, well, it's the buddy comedy duo right now.
I feel like those are the compulsory rounds for like the top defense duo. Like if you can get that shut down against teams like Team Falcons, you're doing things right.
Just love to convert it.
Yeah, you're right. We've seen a 2v4. Can we see a 2v5?
Tanier is always good for one.
He's got one, hasn't he?
I think he's...
Ooh, against Monacy though.
Oh, he's very low.
Yeah.
X-Flood's rotated van. He's tasked with dealing with B. The position from Sampaius. He will have to start worrying about this hell crawl eventually. 40 seconds. Time is the problem. And Monacy's starting to hedge down towards B. So X-Flood playing for info, not committed. It's important for everybody at home. He's not committed to the duel. He's just playing for info to inform his team for the rotation. Here it comes.
You could say they're kind of just in a talking stage. Gets the info.
Well done.
Committed
now.
forward, yeah, he is committed. The flash did enough to actually mask the descent from Monacy, but yep, denied. An important trade from Nico, but the bomb still didn't get planted. He's going to get swung out to
Great
secure a
round,
fifth. LNZ ends it.
Yeah, 3 kills for him on that top shutdown. And Nico's nuke woes, Alex, as far as your headline goes, continuing to some degree. 4 kills for him so far. It is the T side. As it is going to be a tactical timeout called by Zonic. Final round, first half, second map, qualification series. Money there for everybody other than Monacy as 3.4. So might see... Has he been dropped an AK? He's been dropped an AK. Or do you already have armor? No, he must have been dropped one. Oh, hello?
That's a position to adopt from LNZ, just holding Squeak and Hut simultaneously.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You all good?
No.
Okay. We'll see if we can get that resolved. There's always a backup headset right here. Can always get you onto the alternate.
There we go, it's come back.
Nice.
I lost program.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
So a typical T start. They already asked questions of that vent drop with the fast lurk smoke in front of Squeak. And there's Magisk opening up the account for Falcons to try and finish with that round advantage. Kratos does Tessus.
Oh dear.
Some Pius sends him to a nasty one. Isaac Newton style. How many smokes do we need? 4, apparently, to walk into main.
Oh no.
Oh, that's a really bit of a jump scare for Youngstar. The whole team's there. Ooh, Tanir's going to have to fight there. Does well to get one and gets away. 2v2. Kixon, good find.
It's just so tough up the vent, mate.
I mean, yes, it's Kixon's awareness, right? Had he not considered it?
Double swing.
Round found. All right, Falcons. 7 to work with. That's a very big haul on the T side of Nuke. Looking good to 2-0 this one and be locked in for those playoffs. Despite some catastrophic occasions,
It's a long way down.
Did get sent to a nasty finish in the last round of that half here on Nuke. It is still Falcons with 7. Good fun for Heroic. Definitely some competitive rounds in there. We did, however, see them let go of a 2-man advantage, a 2v4. They were unable to convert. Magisk and Monacy piecing together a beautiful little sequence. No denying that. I'm heading into the pistol here. Winner of this one is locked in. They will meet the crowd. They will enter the playoffs and play that seeding game versus Mouse, who await in that Group B upper bracket. The loser will get to play spoiler to a fan favorite of FaZe. They'll be meeting them in that lower bracket, as we've had confirmation that not only is Simple on the roster, but Rain will return should FaZe do the lower bracket run, which has happened before. Lower bracket runs, that is.
And players returning. Remember the whole
Yes,
COVID situation? JKS, Rops, and Rain in and out.
Get out. Tessus is, yeah, he thought about it, sticking around, and kicks in quickly, just shows face and turns tail.
Monacy's down there to support him, so he's not alone in his defense of the B-bomb site. There's a smoke and a molly. Now, if they do go B, is it smoke for the site? Is it smoke for single? Is it molly into the stairwell?
Or is it 5 clean one-taps from Tessus?
Okay, so smoke for single.
That's clean. Oh, gets them both. Practically lined up for him. Okay, Tessus decided the pistol's over. You come down the stairs and you meet your fate at the hands of a USP.
He's been sharp on Nuke. Think about the eco bash he had yesterday at Ramp. Those last 3 kills,
yeah.
even though they were full. Oh,
mate.
Tania.
He has never died in that angle before.
He has never died in that angle
That's
before.
a spot, apparently.
Oh, yeah, well, I think Magis was Magis who just killed Tania?
Oh, yeah, that's probably it. With the knife out, you mean?
Yeah.
Or was he just talking about Tessus just being an immovable object this round? Look at the shots he hits. Bap, bap. Takes his time.
Juicy.
And finishes it with a 3rd as well on that repeat.
All right, well, that's another pistol to the Falcons tally. That's 3 out of the 4. Now, you mentioned this will be a seeding match against Mouse for the winner of this series as well as the playoffs. If it is Falcons, which very likely will be, that'll be the 7th series they will have played against Mouse in 2025.
Yeah. And it's not gone well for Mouse, right? You could say it's an even affair.
I think in more recent history, the Melbourne and the rivals,
Yeah.
that was the ones that you sit at and you go, okay, we're later in the year. This is Falcons with Monacy in the team.
I presume that's some valuable context.
Yes, whereas the earlier matches, there was the best-of-5 final at Cluj.
Yes, oh, of course.
That was obviously Maus coming out on top of them in a 3-1. 4-1 in a best-of-5
That
would be impossible.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that the tides have definitely turned in that matchup now, and going into the majors where you start to feel a little bit more concerned for Maus. So I know we're essentially doing the pre-match for a game that's going to be going down tomorrow.
Yeah.
Even though it is only a seeding game, I think it's an important confidence-boosting win if Maus are able to pick that up, as Nico will get himself 3 kills with the M4 against the Eco, get himself up to 7 in total.
I will say I inspected all the mouse pads of Heroic during the lobby.
Which one did you like the most?
Sun Pius's was looking box fresh.
The orange one that we just seen there?
Yeah, very, very. He looks after his pad, does
Oh, there's nothing
Pius.
better than a fresh mouse pad.
Yeah, I think I'm due one. Wonder if you can get the fancy mouse pads in America. You probably can.
Are you talking about the...
One of them, you know, like
yep.
Artisan.
Are we sponsored by a peripheral coming?
No, we're allowed.
Okay.
But like, there's other ones, isn't there? There's that.
The Saturn
What's
pad.
That's it, Saturn. Is that the
Yep.
one you got for Jay?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, the
I'm
red one.
looking at those. They look cool too.
Right, smoke wall. They won't be throwing in the main smoke, so means it's less likely they go for the lurk through the yard smokes in towards main for a top split, so they can focus fire a little bit more so towards this cross. Harassing now with clears to see if they can catch them. Second wave will land. It's crazy now you have to dedicate 4 smokes to get across just because of the persistence and the ability to clear the CTs. Very good at playing for that info.
They've parked Tania on main roof, which kind of excites me, even though it might be rather inactive. But he's just going to sit there for the secret rotation, right? Like, no one can go down secret.
I do wonder, though, is this pressure lower from Heroic into a return to...
Oh, maybe.
We then fight main into heaven and hell. Actually, Tania activates first.
Interesting. Okay, I thought it was a late piece, but no, he is going to get moving. Kixon claims lobby.
It's just TSS on B.
Can he pass this one? I mean, he did great in defending the B site on pistol. This time, equally as isolated.
m0NESY can help him from ramp.
And now the penny drops.
Oh,
Window's broken. Tessus down.
Okay, so you go for this one.
I mean, perhaps if m0NESY was to find something
Like this?
that, yeah. If he takes down to
Nico's above him. Nico might be out. There you go. 4v4.
There you go.
Kid. Save. Saving? Okay. Hey, Kixon, come on over. There's a gun for you. It's at hell. We'd love you to have it. We know that you like the SMGs. You're an in-game leader, but it would be really, really fun if you could come and get this gun.
And he's on his way. Come on. Very nice purple theme to Kixon's skins. He's taking time with the loadout.
Most people go with the green. Also, there's some red. I think they're probably the two most popular. Oh, the blues.
But he's got
Does it feel like the purple kind of fringes into the blue category a little bit?
I think you can. I think that certainly opens, you know, there's a wealth of possibilities available to you. But I like what he's done with the karambit and the purple gloves.
I wanted to invest in a new knife.
Or you were looking at them, karambit
like
Dopplers.
I was going like a gamma Doppler or something, but then I didn't.
I just treated myself to a black lamb karam.
Didn't you go the arabesque?
I got the souvenir arabesque, I did.
Second tactical timeout called from Falcons. I wouldn't be too concerned just yet. 3-round buffer. You saved on 4 players. So you've put yourself in a very strong position in the buy department.
Especially when you've got the lead. I mean, it's the most logical decision, isn't it?
And you looked at what that round was. So diagonal smokes, get themselves over towards red, allow the CTs to limp through all of their clear utility, plenty of HEs and incendiaries used to try and stall that out. Do the straight line smoke wall, get yourself down secret, have Tania sell the presence towards heaven and hell, constricting rotations, also posing a threat that maybe, just maybe, it's not the B play. You waltz down lower, you kill the single defender of Tessus, you get the bomb down, Falcons save. Going to be hard to replicate that. Do Falcons want to play for a yard control setup to make sure that it's not possible? Well, that's not going to be the case. It's just Nico with the deep incendiary, a bit more harassed utility. And Soroka also throwing out their opening. So you see the difference in the smoke wall this time. They've gone top main. So that makes the threat of the main player. The yard player's like, okay, boys, they can walk through these smokes. They can walk into main. You have to worry about that as a possibility. And they're going to set up for a ramp pressure.
Yeah, so you break and flash twice. No one is there. No one is home. That territory is foregone.
So the fact that you don't take any resistance, not even a player spotting and falling,
how does that inform
you would assume that this player's already down on B,
right,
which is the correct assumption. We can see on the radar right now 2 players, TSS alongside a m0NESY, one having to deal with a secret leak, one having to deal with the ramp play, and they feel like they're under a lot of pressure.
So pivoting top is like the perfect call.
Well, the pack roll, look, there's still a lot of options available because xFloud's also stretching his legs on yard.
Looks like they're going to try and ask questions up top. That A site about to be tested with Magisk and Kixon, as well as Nico in heaven. So it is certainly well fortified. Magisk, high alert, spots out what LNT does from Kixon. There's one from Magisk, but no bullets, no health. Nico makes sure Sampires has no head. In fact, he gets 2. Tania dead as well.
This might be one of the most impactful rounds from Nico if they can get across the line.
You're right. Tessus is on the way up the ladder. Ooh, a step. Oh, a messy spray. Nico doesn't really have the health, but he is gonna have a chance. xFloud on his screen gets the draw and the drop on Nico. Triple kill out of xFloud for heroic 7th.
Okay, so just a lot of pressure felt there from Falcons. Essentially, they said, it's fine. Just play heavily fortified on B. It was a ramp go back into a top pivot. I think Kixon not getting anything. And it felt like Nico was also quite late to the party to assist. Still got the double kill short. And Sonic not happy with that one because this is what it means. It will be Falcons down to a light investment. Kixon, however, will have an A1S. Can the in-game lead up make a magic moment? Well, no, he can't. That gun will be offered up very early in the round. Youngstar extremely happy with that as they're just going to be peeled apart. Might need to tighten that belt, Falcons. Pants looking a little bit saggy right now.
Ooh, you know, in combination with the Deagle and now a second from TSS, They've certainly managed to at least get Heroic on high alert. They are a little bit more concerned than they once were.
Yeah, they've overplayed their hand. So it was Falcons who were looking a bit sloppy with their choices.
was so loud and brazen about that.
Yeah, just full W.
Magisk is smart. Is he smart enough to consider this forward position? Wasn't ready for LNZ. That's an important one. Just by virtue of sitting around, he gets the frag back. Tessis is missing.
Yeah, and he's here quite quickly. Might catch a timing on Youngstar.
What a round this would have been from him, but he's going to get caught off. Looks like it's going to return to a state of normality. As maybe Monacy gets a pot shot or two and does get an opportunity to pull the trigger quite a few times.
Yeah, had chances.
This time's Youngstar puts us within 1 round of a tied game.
Okay, decent output at the moment from Youngstar, Linus, Xfloud. You can think of rounds where they've had some impact for sure.
Yes, Tanir, haven't seen too much of him here, but T-side is where I'll expect to see him have impact. And a bit of a slip-up in this second death, or to the dig of Tesses. He got kind of distracted by the other player towards spawn.
I guess just thinking if Tesses goes wide, my teammates are there, but it's the Magisk position. Anyway, that was a Hero M4 and some upgraded pistols. Now it's the buy. Unfortunately, that means Kixon's down to just an SMG. So Falcons are teetering right now, Alex.
They certainly are. Stray bullet has found the head on of Xfloud, down to just 21. NiKo puts him on notice. They're just going for quite a simple approach, and they have to get through the smokes. Oh, and the nades that break them. How much does he see? Because bodies have gotten across. Do you just keep contact walking at this point?
Normally when we talk about taking this lower side, I think there's a few options that can help you do it cleanly and isolate the duels. So first you need to get through these back holes. But when you get this window control, it's nice to have the smoke molly combo.
Ooh.
He's going to go down here.
He gets one though. He's done well there. Even getting away with his life.
Testis, what's he meant to do? He's about to be surrounded on B.
And they're going to open the double doors. Oh, he's played safe from them. Oh, he still gets one. Fair play. Finishes off the job onto Xfloud. Honestly, yeah, puts LNZ down to 23 with the AWP bullet, but gets chased down by Sampayas.
Important double kill for Sampayas. It's going to have to be the save from NiKo and Magisk. So that's going to be all tied up. Heroic showing some fight. This is what you want to see. Ancient, it's these 4v2s.
Yeah.
The rounds where they had the number advantages that they let slip by. Where Falcons are able to work back in to snatch away map number 1. That's going to be a 13-9 scoreline. Falcons will be finding themselves with the loss bonus going into the next of that 2,900 mark. So there is the choice for NiKo and Magisk to drop M4s, but they will be lacking utility.
I mean, 4 on the trot now.
I think light upgrades for Tessus, Kixon, and Monacy. You trust that you can make a move with NiKo and Magisk of some variety. Either together, you know, NiKo boost outside behind the blue box, get him to come up secret early, something where you're playing as a unit. You can go for upgrades of the lighter variety for Monacy, Kixon, and Tessus. 5.7's very, very potent. We know that.
And as long as you've got Kev, those AKs and wet rifles can be recycled.
And then next round, because of the loss bonus, you still get a buy.
Right.
So right now, Falcons have a chance in this one, and next will be fully invested. Very lobby heavy again. A lot of this 4-1 from Heroic, right? Very, very pack related. Secret crosses with 4. Lobby plays with 4. Tessus on ramp with Monacy. Xfloud across Secret. So with him across, and if he can patrol the vent rotation, you feel like breaking through ramp and a B finish would be very, very strong. But your approach to ramp for Heroic right now is one where you know that the saved rifles are in play. There's also likely to be some pistols, or they could have dropped those guns and they could be fully invested.
But also, when you know the money's
when
you know the money's low, taking ramp can be scary. There's MP9s on those boosted boxes.
Precisely. So it's about the approach of this. You want to go a bit more contact, I think.
Oh, there you go. Well, you've kind of confirmed Tessus is retreated, and you've claimed ramp room for yourself. Holy hell. And this time descending ramp, not pivoting anywhere.
Magisk is hiding backside.
Hello. Nico's been
that's a bad
spotted and
death.
taken down, a nasty death, but Magisk should be set up for a multi. Yes, indeed. He gets 2, nearly 3 to near. Down low, 12 HP. And Kixon, he's hearing this. He's on the fast
Oh, they're
flank.
coming back.
Oh, has LNZ considered this? It looks like he has. Just had a little second change of wind, change of mind, and there's the bullet into the head of Kixon. Exfloud will activate to remove Magisk, but m0NESY baiting his teammate. Could very well have the jump on him. I suspect Tanir's done enough to win the round with that position alone. m0NESY, is he considering someone up close? No, he's not. So Tanir positionally outclasses m0NESY in that one. 10 for Heroic and a run of 5 rounds. They are in charge. They are making quite a solid case for a third map being required in this series for the spot in the playoffs. m0NESY's been gifted an AWP. Magisk facilitates a sniper rifle on their third and final timeout. Zonic on the mic, and he is a chatterbox.
Yeah, they've been pushed. They've been put under a lot of pressure. Some of these situations with over peaks or maybe some ego plays. Because you want to get there as quickly as possible with as little resistance as possible. m0NESY joins, you get 1.5 days worth of practice, you go from event to event, you're in back-to-back grand finals, you push the world #1 of Vitality in both of those finals, you now get some time off, a chance to practice, you come in. Now, no shame in losing a map to Heroic, but you'd like to get through clean and easy, and so would Youngstar, caught by Nico, spam slowed and brought down as the opening kill. That's a change.
That feels audacious to be trying vent drops against teams.
Yeah, pace change, right? When this 4-1 has been working so well, and now they will suffer the fate of a man disadvantaged with so much time on the clock.
Wait for it. And takes a spot, actually. Yeah, okay, so he has been positionally noted.
Orp's already rotated down B.
Magisk playing a dangerous game. Trying to maintain some presence on the potential for the walk-up. Tanir. Oh, yeah, okay. Gets away with his life, miraculously. Not going to find their equalizing frag. I've been stand corrected, actually. They are going to find. Oh, and another onto Tessis. Fumbles from Falcons. m0NESY can save him. He can bail him out right here. That is the bomb carrier behind on Exfloud the first. Dips away, and some Pius needed that. The round hanging the balance of him winning that duel.
Nico's going to chase this. One will be planted on B. Tanir should have the kill with the vent rotation. There you have it. Now it's just Nico in a 1v3 situation. This is the outside rifler. Limited options on where he could possibly be. 11 rounds for Heroic feels safe.
It certainly does. Nico's going to give it a look.
There's just no chance.
He looks like he's feeling similarly. 1 versus 3, too much to ask for Nico.
Game's gotten away from you now, hasn't it?
It certainly has. I mean, that round, it's just been turned on its head. You get away with the AWP from m0NESY, that's a silver lining, but it is to a growingly dark cloud. 11 certain.
Okay, so discussing the possibility that the AWP was retrieved, as we know it has been. Sampaius only with 10 kills, but definitely a few more that have had impact as opposed to Ancient, where he was extremely quiet. And
okay, is this the worst death?
He's gone very wide there, hasn't he?
Or is this the worst death? Like, who would you be more mad
Magisk
at?
has gone. Magisk went very wide on that peak.
Yeah, and kind of trying to do a bit too much, perhaps. Oh, m0NESY flirting with some aggression. Okay.
He knows he has to try and win the round with an opening incision.
I like that. And then you boost another M4 ramp, so that will give you a little bit of a canary in the coal mine for that access to B.
Essentially, this is a gamble play from Nico. If it's not a ramp finish, he goes to save again. m0NESY starting far forward. How far does he force the fight? Are the yard smokes the tell for him to search? Squeaky fading now puts him in a precarious position.
Magisk making no secret of his 5-7. Here's m0NESY's angle. LNZ a toe further forward and this gets awkward. Bang, just like that, LNZ removed. That was the bomb on his back as well, deep smoke, but there's a confirmation of more in lobby. They throw out a smoke in response.
Tess has been peppered in a duel with Sampias, but does Sampias overlook Nico?
I suspect he would if Tessus continues to trifle with him. Still considering the close corners. There's Nico, but wins out his duel. So a two-man advantage for Falcons on this with those saved weapons.
How do you quickly respond? You know the AWP was in A. It's up to xFlat. He has to make the game-winning move right now.
He's trying, and he'll find Nico walking around. Wasn't ready for that one, just clotheslines him. Tessus next challenge. Ooh, he dips down. His life is so valuable right now. Just by existing, he can delay them.
Kixon's here.
Oh, now they know where he is. They're going to run him down. Tessus doing well to survive. Kixon's rotation cut short. Tessus still gets one. Okay,
15.
Stabilizing m0NESY, just closing that door. He knows that he's in the right spot now with the bomb now spotted, and Magic staying active with only the 9 seconds to cook. What can he find? Isolates the first. m0NESY playing with his food.
No time.
He hasn't got the time. This is a Falcons round. Hard fought for. Trying to take that AWP away, trying to stop m0NESY from bringing it through, but it is going to be theirs. Off the back of the Falcons timeout, they're last, and Zonic gets what he asked for.
Okay, m0NESY, they're staying persistent, right? Goes hot initially, sees if they're coming for a top pop quick. They don't, he can search, they hear the smoke wall yard, looks for the lobby lurk. And this really is tough for Linus, right? Because the timing on the jiggles, right? If he was under motion where he's already jiggling out, as m0NESY takes the angle, he gets the info, he doesn't die. He had just gone around the corner, you know, the count in their head, let's step back out, goes into the AWP, the perfect weapon for the job. They got informed indeed the AWP was saved, and it made a mare of the round for Heroic as we just draw ourselves back into a one-round gap.
That's a very big round. Those are the rounds that, you know, you look for star players to step up and bring you.
I think xFlat did very well with the kills he got to try and get them back into things. The fact they're able to deal with Tessus and Kixon on the way down, sure, a casualty in the meantime, but giving them themselves the best look. Heroic on the mic, what adjustment has he called?
Nico starting this time with his fast spawn will elect to take that rain angle. Kixon trying to time the break. Doesn't have anything to report.
It's also, if you're Kixon, you want to look like Nico.
Right, you're puffing up your chest. I'm
So
Nico.
you hope you're not worried about the secret position. They're going to run into him.
Yeah, they are. Here we
Oh,
go.
slow.
A little bit of slow from xFloud and not ready.
Oh!
Nico nearly flubs it. Nade will soften him further, and he does step up. Removes Tanir and slips away. Uses that smoke to his advantage. He'll say, see you later, boys. I'm out. Sampias confirms it. Big play from Nico.
Looked like he had screwed it there,
It
didn't
did, it did. But he's pulled it back, and Kixon will extend it.
Now this one's just going to be death by 1,000 paper cuts before Heroic. One at a time they fall and looking to keep all 5 alive, and their successors have come to a stall here. It is about to be 11-11.
Yeah, 5 alive is even better. Sweetens the deal for Falcons. And they get the info on Sampias and his AWP.
Yeah, if he had the bomb, maybe I could start a case of something insane, but without that, there's just absolutely no way to win the round. Falcons don't have to give him anything. And m0NESY won't, takes it away, all 5 alive, and well, there is going to be money for a drop to get into the hands of Youngstar. They will be able to buy everybody on Heroic, so it's no issues to tussle at 11-11 this deep in the game, but we are going to go through all the rounds of regulation required and overtime. That's still available.
And with no timeouts either, so at such a crucial juncture of the game, neither team with any opportunities for a coach to take 30. It's going to be down to the quality of your captain and your just team's communication plans mid-rounding. Crunch time. Seems like they want to go yard. Heroic, that is. And they've gotten across. Ooh, second too slow on Nico. Spam. xFloud's been heard. Kicks and clocks him. Just gone to LNZ, but Tanir
Look at this space.
undetected.
This is a lot of room.
It certainly is. m0NESY! Oh, he was half ready. Goes for a quick
timing,
scope.
timing.
Yeah, look at that. Two backs just turned to pivot. Now Nico confirms their presence. He needs both, though. Kixon can get both. Kixon can get both. Doesn't hit some bias and lets him into main. Held outside. Hits the headshot onto Tanir, though. He's making a round out of this. Tessus, the ramp player. Kixon's position noted. And Youngstar, oh, how is he not dead? How is he not dead? And he's still jiggling out. 31 points of health, and he gets spotted, but still lives on.
All right, well, in a box right now, Heroic. Gone top hard. This might catch Kixon off guard.
Yeah, Youngster's angled. Yes, it does. Perfect. The reposition pays off. And Tessus, this gets 10 times more difficult now without the help of your captain. And held perfectly. Big round out of Youngstar. They take 12 first. 1 round away from taking this series the distance, and that spot in the playoffs being just 1 map away for Heroic.
Yeah, and then we have a real debate, don't we, if we go to map number 3. Falcons can still force this one into overtime. Tanir with all that space, the comms just get absolutely scattered. Nico gets caught in the open as they come back up secret. Kicks in a moment too late to the double, but still able to convert.
Visible frustration on Falcons.
I think it's fortunate for both teams that they're not financially broken down the stretch. Both are able to buy.
Oh, wait, hang on. Nico, he could end the round right here. If he lingers in that smoke, catches a perfect little regress through it.
Is there a flash?
He's heard Tanir, and he'll just take the duel. Okay, so removes the main player. Hasn't had any confirmation as to whether bodies are crossing. And m0NESY will just chip in onto xCloud, I guess. A wall bang.
What?
Heard. Yeah, this is a bizarre way for the round to go down, but it has resulted in Falcons having a little bit of a comfortable putt to secure OT. Where would... where?
I'm just looking at the X's.
xCloud was...
He was...
He was red.
So...
m0NESY was...
So it's maybe just through the corner of the box?
Yeah, must
or the
be.
wall?
Must be.
Could have been CT box or something like that. We probably catch it in the replay, but... all right, it's not the way that... It's not the exciting roller coaster at the back and forth and the trade, the bomb goes down, the last second defuse. But either way, we're going to overtime unless Sampais can win a 1v5.
Yeah. He's actually getting further away from the bomb he needs. But with that bomb lost, that site occupied. Seems Falcons have done enough to keep the conversation alive of a 2-0 today. m0NESY secures it, so we do go to OT. Extra rounds required. And now we look for a CSGO scoreline.
Okay, so now either coach will get 1 timeout in each set of overtime if they choose to use it. And it's actually going to be Zonic choosing to get on the mic immediately. All right, boys, money's not a problem anymore. Everything's settled in. And actually, it feels like both teams had an awful lot of gun rounds throughout this second half of play. You know that they're going to have everything they want. And that means Sampais' AWP is equipped, and the same for m0NESY. Full util. That means all the options of the strategies. And nothing crazy. You know, Saw's not going, all right, boys, let's buy a couple of MAC-10s and let's go for a top rush immediately and try and do something completely out of the box. It's crazy that m0NESY and Magic have gone for head armor, right? They've spent a little bit extra. And here it is. Okay, so that seems like it's a crazy kill. It's just a pedestrian frag.
It is, but it's a necessary one.
As he is able to get 3 within the round. So good stuff from m0NESY. Up to 20 kills yet again. Continuing to be the tippy top of the server for Falcons.
So, Saw may not be calling it, but I know Snappy would have.
The top rush?
He'd have been up for it.
Yeah, he would have been. All right, boys, let's get 3 MAC-10s. Let's rush A.
Yeah.
Something completely crazy.
Yeah. Saw would have to take a timeout to stop it. Oh, that looks like a good timing on the nade. Significant damage, front of which finds Tanir. Nico spotting for that cross. And very quick from xCloud. I think players have really kind of grown accustomed to that position now.
There's only so many options when that smoke wall's up, right? So
Crosshairs bang on the money.
m0NESY needs to activate again.
Youngstar's kind of trapped now. The AWP line has been drawn. Might have a chance onto Tessus on this peak. And okay, Tessus wins the duel. Sampais in response catches Kixon going looking. So confirmation of more. Ooh, okay, you're kind of isolating LNZ here. No help for him. Oh, and no head for him. Oh, Tessus cleans house. And another for m0NESY this time.
Bombs down in lobby. Really tough to get back in this for xCloud. Started with the opening kill. Now needs to win out this 1-on-2.
Very hard. given his HP as well with the AWP posted on Squeak, his options are so limited. You'd have to find some impeccable peek into the sniper and a one-tap to boot. And that's not what he's given. Oh, but a miss! Yeah, okay. TSS starting off OT big.
Okay. That right there is tough when you think about it from the two ramp player pushing's perspective, and I love the decision that they went for, because you get that kill onto Youngstar, and you think, okay, well, they're not going to give us anything else in lobby, but when you lose another player, I think it was Kixon who went down next. Well, it could have been Magisk during all of it, but either way, you lose, they thrust forward and they forced this fight.
No, it was that Sumpire's kill onto Kixon is what you were referencing, yeah.
Oof, and they know that they should have had that one there, Heroic. Close but no cigar. TSS with a hugely impactful round.
Nice damage, wow.
Huge nade damage.
It looked really unassuming, but it really connected.
Oh, they're going to go into m0NESY's AWP.
Okay. No flashes connecting, but m0NESY's bullet too. Can he repeat? He actually does get away with his life. TSS pushing fire. It's resulted in nothing. But nothing beneficial, at least. Certainly has worked out for Heroic.
Nico's extremely low.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to be able to do too much more with this round. Tanair has main.
They're coming in his direction.
Ooh. Confirmation of Nico's presence.
Blindsided.
And here we go. Oh, just as he looks away. Timing a cruel mistress. Kixon left to his own devices in the 1v3.
In his wheelhouse.
Certainly is. He's got info on Tanair and the others. Planted for heaven. LNZ will play it last.
The hardest point is getting out of hut.
Yeah.
If he finds a gap, can isolate fights for sure.
And isolating the first is successful. Sumpire's goes down. An Incendiary limits the heaven player's contributions, and then you just go and stick it. I mean, I don't hate this. Kixon's going away for it, going for the clutch and extinguish and a push. LNZ, that's necessary. No smoke to extinguish. He could have still had to hit the shot in the flames, but ensures it, and we'll go dead even once more.
Okay. Felt like the ramp hold was good. And I love the response, right? m0NESY gets the first. Nico pushes to help to grab the second. And TSS, well, he's staying committed, which because of the way that that skirmish went, I don't blame him.
Yeah.
It just flubbed his lines, didn't hit the shot.
Yeah, that's a play you're bigging up if he gets one.
Exactly, because they've already got 2 kills. So I didn't hate it from TSS, but
what about that?
That is a lot of space.
What about that?
They're coming back. Dives out.
Well, no one was ready for that. Nico's going to be feeling pretty hard done by, especially because LNZ hits his.
God damn.
Headshot necessary, and he nails it.
Come on, Nico.
Oh, mate. You're going to feel really kind of robbed there, aren't you?
Return to your headline that you were trying to work.
Nuke ain't working for Nico right now. Lowest rated player in Falcons on this map.
4th opening death, but we're in overtime, so take that stat as you will. And these two again, it's like, all right, well, we know you like to push ramp, and so do Falcons. Sorry, to Heroic.
Oh, nearly gets them both. That would have been lovely from Kixon. Still important to find LNZ. Oh, and Tanair's been spotted out as well. An important clawback. They're clearing lobby. Is Youngstar going to be allowed to just stay there?
Coming in, mate.
Oh, the flank of
a century.
Yeah, Jinx. TSS down. Another one not ready. Caught on the quick switch. That's massive from Youngstar. They don't clear him, and he punishes. A lead for Heroic. 2 now, all that separates them from taking Falcons to a 3rd.
Okay, if we reflect back on that first half of play, Falcons starting on the T side
there.
Yeah. This is the thing. If the player was taking the type of fight that Nico, that any Counter-Strike player is prepared for, it's different. But because they're running around, like knives around, they're like, oh yeah, all right, let's do the smokes. And it's like, what?
Oh, yeah, no.
Oh, well, I was reflecting on the fact that Falcons did start this map on the T side. They managed 7 rounds. That was without the pistol.
True.
So
gun rounds on T side, they should be better than Heroic.
But it's been a while since then, and frustrations of rounds that they've lost on their CT side have built.
Yeah, you're right.
So are they able to recalibrate You know, Yanko always talks about, I think yesterday, I'd have to check the stat, but he was like, oh, Falcons would be on 14 series in a row if it, you know, if it wasn't for Vitality. I'll go and check the figures, but...
Yeah, losing to other teams other than Vitality.
Exactly. Yeah, they only lose to the best in the world.
Well, Heroic can make a case against that. Oh, he's got a lovely angle there, Monacy, just edging between the flames and that smoke. Leads to an early leg shot onto LNZ. Reboost. Oh! Got scared of that. Molotov. Okay, so boosted up onto Mustang and 5-on-5 with late wall of smokes inbound.
That's right, I do listen. It was 14.
14.
But either way.
Nice pick off from Monacy. He's got Youngstar on the jiggle. Pius has intel for Secret. It's going to be whether or not he pokes his nose out. We'll have to respect that Molotov. Very big pick from xFloud. He's gone and just spammed that smoke, catches Monacy through it.
Had some important moments, xFloud.
He certainly has, yeah. Impact frags continuing to flow, and that is a very cheeky one from Sumpires. It looks like Kixon's wise to the potential, but time's going to become a factor, very much so, especially if you lose the bomb here. Oh, which they have! Sumpires removing the bomb from Kixon's grasp. Tess is forced to go active. There's a 180 degrees to cover here, and yeah, you're not looking at xFloud, are you? Gets himself another triple meal deal, but Magis!
Time!
Has he got it? No, he hasn't! Tanir will close! 2 opportunities to take this to a third map here. Working hard. Heroic.
I'm loving the fact that it's Youngstar and xFloud who are having some really key moments.
Yeah.
They're two of the players who I would say struggled earlier in the year, especially on LAN. And if they're able to be the same players that, well, we know and love, then it just adds that extra gear to this Heroic roster. And they're loving it right now.
Focus on X, focus on X.
I'm trying to get the focus on. Yep. Hey. Can't celebrate too soon.
Oh, wow, wow, wow. Tessus is going. Sumpires caught a whiff of him. Oh, and xFloud again! A double kill! Practically condemns Falcons to play in a third map there. The double kill to start. LNZ twists the knife, and it's just Monacy. Nuke slipping through the fingers of the Falcons.
It's a tough lesson for Falcons to lose right here, right now. Every round matters. MR12 thinks he can get out of control extremely quickly. Dust2, third and deciding map up next. And one more kill, and this one will go the distance.
Catches Tanir. Information flows, and so do the headshots. Wow, Heroic, that's gotta feel good. They're now 1 map away from playoffs at Intel Extreme Masters, and to disrupt this honeymoon for the Falcons. Round for us to determine the winner of this one and that spot in the playoffs. Heroic have got this far, you know, they're talking large on Twitter, and I'll see if they can back it up with gameplay across 3 maps. My expectations are still that this goes Falcons' way, but, you know, I expected it to be 2-0. So what do I know? Off the rip, it is going to be a lot of responsibility on the block smoke that Youngstar's working with here, and they might just disrespect it. Dual Berettas, how many you get? Okay, well that's insufficient. Retake simulator then for Heroic, a 4v5 disadvantage, and there's a smoke on a molly as well, Chad.
I don't think there's any way back into this, but if there was, it is going to be through tunnels, apparently. There is the flash on xFloud. He's going to play from outside the doors, and it's going to have to be the best flash he has ever thrown.
Okay. Yeah, it would have to be one hell of a flash. Tessus has got vision. Oh, actually, you know what? They've done pretty damn good. It's all boils down to a 1v1, and Tanir's running at him. Magis will have to take this duel. Okay, does it with style. Leaps, immediately catches the lip of that elevated surface. Immediate accuracy and a first bullet to back it up. Double kill from Magisk in that one. Monacy did the same. Falcons take the pistol. So is it just one pistol for Heroic so far? Did they win one? I think they got one on Nuke.
Both on
Nuke.
Both on Ancient for Falcons.
Yeah.
Then they split them on Nuke.
So it's just one pistol for Heroic so
Yes.
far. Damn. Trying to win the series in hard mode.
Yeah, I think the desk, obviously, they're pointing out a couple of the key rounds where they saw Falcons misplaying some scenarios, but Heroic also had to work quite hard to make it even possible in the first place. Now it is just going to be a force out of Heroic. They're not going to take the conservative option. They're going to go all in. They think that they can tussle with Falcons now, and understandably so. The fact that it's 1-1 in the series and we're on map 3 shows that they can. 2 MP9s, a Deagle, a 5-7, and a Scout for Sampaius. Now the Scout for Sampaius being on A, that could fill you with a little bit of confidence if it's an A execute. So we get a couple of tags, try and set up LNZ to finish them off with the 5-7, but at the moment we're still not clear on the finish. Tessus and upper tunnels, a cluster of Kicks and Monacy and Nico around the mid doors. A short control now being vied for, making no secret of it as they go through the paces. Sampaius actually cheating back over towards mid. There's about to be a brawl.
Yeah, it's a big brawl in mid. Sampaius hoping to tag one, but bodyguarding duties to be tested. Youngstar and Tanira here. Nico. Let's go down to the Youngstar MP9, traded out by Monacy, and he will find both. And with that last death on X-Floud on B, could signal the end of this round.
Well, now you know where both players are because of the boost.
You would have liked to have seen Magisk convert that one. Gets the LNC down to just
That's
2
alright, he won the pistol round.
points of health. Yeah, you certainly would. You'll take a pistol win.
Okay, so I think for Tessus and Kixon, you'd love to get something a little bit juicier. So there's one of the two. That's a Galil available for Tessus when he chooses to overstep the mark. And Magisk AK is right there outside the doors for Kixon to grab as well. It's just going to be Sampaius in the middle of nowhere, who he still didn't have. I wouldn't say he had an amazing map on Nuke. He definitely had a better and more impactful map on Nuke than he did on Ancient. But right now, this is Dust2. You're going toe-to-toe, AWP v AWP against the likes of Monacy. You need him. You need him now more than ever.
Terrorists win.
So with just a Scout to work with, we'll invest a couple of pistols around it. One of the keys for Heroic in competitive rounds on Ancient, they had that really nice round where they blocked with the util on B and forced Falcons in through Cave, but I think that's a bit harder to do on a map like Dust2. Sampaius aggressive out the gates. Is going to, well, took a ray of face through middle, but as the mid door smoke lands, he's seen enough, will back off, and they're trying to boost him. Oh, there we go. So the USP to poke a hole in the smoke.
Not quite working out.
But it was a nice idea.
Oh yeah, and I appreciate good ideas, even if they don't come into fruition. Yeah, X-Floud's done very well there.
Great.
He gets a kill onto Kixon and gets away with his life. Now, the A site's lost, make no mistake. That bomb's on its way. Magisk has been tasked with the plant.
It's so concerning when you know that you're only on the pistols and you're trying to retake against so many smokes. And look how deep and constrictive this one is towards short. Oh, they've even dropped 2 towards CT. So, exits, damage, that's on the agenda now for Heroic.
X-Cloud was really excited about picking up this flashbang, so I'm excited for him to throw it out.
There's the Scout. Another kill.
What are we doing here? We want money, we want to make it costly, and kills are very much connecting. Sampaius has got 3 on the way out. Falcons are going to have a full rebuy here. Tessa's the only one that's allowed to bring anything through. Never mind, that's denied, and they will leave with how many guns? 1 at least.
Just 1.
Oh.
Looks like there was a miscommunication situation there. Tanir had left 1 gun on short, the player they just killed, for his teammate to pick up, but then it looked like his teammate wasn't going to get there in time, so he went back and grabbed it. But good shooting from Sampaius on the save Scout. This is the highest amount of value I think you can get other than winning the round.
Yes.
So you're going to be really happy with the financial situation you've put Falcons in going into round number 4.
Yeah, you win this one. You seem you're kind of playing for 2 rounds here.
Long go.
Ooh, yeah, long go with 2 to receive them, but the flashes that seem very well positioned. Oh, it's an absolute massacre. Who is
Great
that?
bullet.
Xfloud feels like he's a dead man. He extinguishes to delay the inevitable, but he is already on notice at 19 points of health. Sumpai's taking the AWP towards Tons. His teammate is about to call it clear, right?
But the way that this can go wrong, it looked like m0NESY was actually starting to transition all the way back, but he just went over to Suicide to take a mid pick. But imagine if it was a Rifler who went all the way back, they just called this clear, and then instead it's entrenched late in the round because this long take has happened out the gates. But looking like they're going to do a bit of a Na'Vi situation right now, Falcons. Problem for them is it's only 2 smokes, so... Kixon calling his team into position. Stacked on the site with 3. Sumpai's AWP. We mentioned it earlier. This is his time to do damage.
Yeah, a little premature on his flashbang play there. Sumpai's was trying to catch one on the walk-up. Is there a gap on that smoke? Doesn't look like it. Oh, there is actually a little something for the AWPer to work with. He doesn't hit his shot, but Tanir does. Punishes a block on the cross smoke. One across. TSS braves it. Bomb on his back. Good molly Gandalf. That really limits Sumpai. He's just standing in the open. A little bit of a smoke provides a guise, but Youngstar alone. A 1v3. Not going to get far with this one. Gets swung on. TSS secures it. All right. Keeping the sheet clean. Just 2 alive, though, so that damage still reverberates from the Sumpai Scout 3K. And saw on the microphone.
One more side.
Now, I went into the green room between maps.
Mm-hmm. How was it?
Our talent manager,
Dearest Kinga.
she goes, oh, it's going to be one of those situations where, they've been competitive on the 2nd map, they've pushed it to the 3rd, and then they just get blown out on the 3rd.
Did she really?
Yeah.
Wow. She knows.
Well, so far, that's looking to be the case for Falcons. Or Heroic, either way you want to frame it, but it's only 4-0, right? In terms of rifle rounds.
Chad,
1.
Am I stupid?
No.
I mean, well, debatable. Sumpai has an AWP, right? But nothing was saved last round. Where's this come from? It's been dropped? He's bought it?
Well, remember, he got 3 kills with the Scout earlier in the piece.
Okay. Yeah, it hasn't just come out of nowhere.
The round where they got all the kills and stayed alive, right? They also... Oh, here's the upper tunnels skirmish.
Hey, you know, you take that.
Yeah, so going into the first rifle round, because they had players stay alive in that round to get so many kills, they had extra cash, right? You had Tanir, who was able to pick up an AK, so there was a lot more cash for them to work with in this type of scenario.
He's done well.
Very well.
Very well. 2 kills out of Youngstar. A 3rd doesn't seem like it's going to happen. Oh, he gave it a good go. And he actually leads to this. Xfloud and Sumpius chip in. And down goes Nico. Heroic. A heist. And now they can reap the rewards of all of those close rounds. It was really not going to feel good. Nightmare fuel for Falcons into round 6.
Yeah, Nico looking very displeased with the state of the nation, isn't he? All the damage that they've been sustaining in these rounds has come home to roost. Heroic. They break back in, and they actually put themselves in the driver's seat. Sure, not in the rounds, but in terms of the ability to break this game back open.
I think just psychologically, it looks like Heroic are a team determined, not only just to shake off any criticism about their inability to perform on LAN, but to take down a big dog, you know, a top dog.
I think, right, that if you're Falcons and you have NRG into... Oh, beautiful.
The setup, the team play.
They had a couple different moves to try and facilitate the Sumpius AWP, and finally map number 3, he is delivering. 8 and 2 so far.
Yeah, okay, so I mean, sure, maybe he may have started quietly, but if he can show up and pull them into a competitive third. Oh, wow, Monacy.
They're out. There's space. Lots of space.
Yeah, they were counting on xFlower blocking. They really were. The whole setup was. Tanir, oh, you know what? Timing-wise, it's brilliant. Yep, just catches Kixon.
That's smoke, though. That buys 20 seconds.
It does. I mean, they're not going to brave it. LNZ positioned long side. Bomb on the other side of that smoke.
Monacy's doing it all.
Oh my god, but wait, Youngstars confirmed the bomb is under his feet. So Monacy, yeah, he is going to have a go. Must shot from the Sunpious Orb. Youngstar wants to join him. Oh, isolating Jules. Monacy plays it well. Sunpious
LNZ's in the site.
missed his shot. Yeah, okay, so long player's pushed up. This is going to catch him a bit of a jump scare, isn't it? Oh, he should have both of them. Oh, lovely first. Can't find the second as cleanly. Tess is thrust into a 1v2. Time sensitive, and oh dear. Jumping at a suboptimal time there does lead to another heroic round. They have to eco.
Yeah, this is Falcons going to allow Heroic to get up to just a 1 round gap. A lot of damage was done there. Felt like Monacy was doing an awful lot. This is his second kill, just catching Tanir completely off guard in lower tunnels. Even grabs a third, but LNZ,
yeah, they
must have known there was a play along, but his late activation stuck into the site and denies the ability to get in and get that bomb down. All started with the Sunpious Orb. As right now, Falcons, they're just going to take their time on this one.
Understandably.
Yeah, well,
what else can you do?
Nothing with this type of an investment. A deagle for Monacy. That's about it. Another clear to facilitate Sunpious. This time will not be gifted a swing, so he'll do it himself.
Hey.
Hey.
Oh, welcome to Dust2, guys. Hope you enjoy everything it has to offer.
That'll be his second opening kill. Already managed 3 multi-kills so far in this map, Sunpious.
Is Dust2's simplicity its like main appeal?
I think that and Mirage both have the same beauty to it.
Yeah.
Right, the fact that... do we get a farm fest? Yes, we do. So we can have a bit more chit-chat broadly. I think that the fact that the changes that Valve have made to both of those maps have been so minimal. Think about Mirage. Okay, so we used to have like a bit of a veranda type thing for the window play. They made it just that block.
Yeah.
They added the bench.
The bench jump up.
That's
so
it.
You don't need to boost. Same as the jump up on
exactly.
New Box Dust2.
So it just adds this other dynamic level, the change of the doors, the removal of the ability to pick immediately from T-spawn. For the cross, you have to drop down. Those changes are so subtle, but because the map is so refined and have existed for so long in Counter-Strike Sphere, they have these huge impacts. And speaking of impacts, Zonix has to have one right now. Because it is just a 1 round game. It is map 3, and the context of this is huge. Winner will be locked in for the playoffs. We already have 2 teams, Vitality and Mouse. They made light work of their opponents to secure their positions in the arena coming up on the weekend. Falcons considered part of the big 3 or 4. I'll let you rank your teams where you want with Spirit in the mix. I mean, look, if Falcons fumble here, they drop to the lower bracket, and Group B is the harder group. There's FaZe and Liquid already in the lower.
We were interrupted, but the you know, when Falcons look at the teams they have to play to get playoffs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, NRG into Heroic, you would be licking your lips.
And that's what happens when you're a higher seed. But
but then upsets can happen.
Exactly. And you love to see the tenacity out of Heroic right now.
100%. Making them work, making them sweat for a spot in the playoffs. Oh, and they constantly make you pay a price.
Nico is getting battered, isn't he?
You want to go short? How about a smoke clear? How about a Whoa, whoa. It was a really inspired timing on it as well. Just fumble in that regard. Sound cue made, and now late long util lined up by Kixon.
All right, well, 3 on short, 2 late long. They've actually got essentially 4 players cheated over towards A because Tanir's in CT and Youngsters only solo B. Long flash too deep. Oh. Second one's good.
The second one was exactly what the doctor ordered.
Pressure now on A.
Pressure applied and amplified as Tessus takes the head off of xFlower. Good response. LNZ gets his. Tessus double, triple kill into the A site.
Tanir's quick on the flank.
Oh! What is that? Instantly finds the head of Monacy through the smoke. 2v4 goes 2v3 in a quick reposition. Go and CT. AWP is there, though. Ooh.
I think you have to play the long game and save.
That's such a shame after the first pick through the smoke like that. But I understand the driving factor is going to be money.
Also, the second flash at long. The first one, obviously, so deep, and they didn't actually use that to initiate. The second one catches some pious. And then at that point, if you don't have long control, you don't have short control, that A defense, it's fine margins. If you hit your shots as they come out, sure, we can still hold on to this. But if you don't, you see exactly what happens. Tessus with the triple, round secure. Falcons back into winning ways. 5-3.
Terrorists win.
But lots of money for Tania.
The first flash he threw was for like the guy playing like close door, right? Like
Could have also been like the pit player. So, you know, the pit player just has his little head popping out.
that would be enough to blind him. And then the second for more of a deeper
Corner.
line.
So the AWP was completely forced out of that.
Here's some nice shooting out of Tessus. Minimal bullets used for a maximum amount of damage.
Okay, well, Sampias gets back his AWP. 11-3.
Quick boost. Sampias might step into this. Ooh, elects not to.
He's been clearing the smoke a lot, so you think you're on high alert right now. Look at this. He's staying aggressive. I love this from Sampias.
Throws out his own smoke to set himself up for a fight lower.
Giving himself a pocket to work with.
Just by catching that flash, he's seen enough. Gets
Still,
out there.
the willingness to stay as a threat.
It's what you want to see from an AWPer, right? Especially third map. Dust2, CT side.
Can really just set the complete... Oh, that's a fake smoke. Gonna walk out on the timing.
Yep, and look, hook line and sinker. Eggs Cloud ate that one. Yeah, imagine he hits that. Didn't look too far off.
I think even to attempt it.
LNZ, oh, I don't feel good about this one. He does well to find Magisk. It's something. It's certainly better than nothing, and it keeps Falcons with that man advantage.
And you would think, based on Nuke, Falcons in these situations aren't just going to force their hand and try and ego Heroic. Heroic have played a good series overall. Ancient was competitive, 13-9, and if they didn't lose, what, that 4v2, 4v3? No, actually 5v3, then a real chance for that map to have gone their way. Nuke, they had some fumbles, and Heroic played a good brand of Counter-Strike to get them the overtime win. Push out short. Modest is already. Now it's a two-man advantage.
It's just Youngstar here on B. He'd have to do some real heroic plays. Pun absolutely not intended. And he hasn't managed to do so.
Well, we'll just be Sampias having to save the AWP, but he's boxed in. Monacy will ensure that. His scope will have been heard, so Sampias not going anywhere fast unless he wins this fight. Monacy might just walk into it.
And he does.
Okay, so if you can remove the AWP, this hunt will be worthwhile. If you give over too many bodies, though, Falcons, that's a problem. So maybe just looking if you can get the AWP back for Monacy, because even with the win bonus, yeah, it's going to be a conversation about the AWP.
Even had his little backup AK waiting.
Okay, so they do not only remove some Piuses, they're able to carry that through and now gift it back to Monacy. Right now with the spawns for Falcons, they can't just go for long. They actually have pretty terrible spawns, to be honest. So that is going to limit the calls that are available. And this 30-second timeout called now by Heroic will give the opportunity for both teams to kind of calibrate what they're up against. Tanir's bought in with an M4. X-Flat only has 2.4 before investment, 2.8 for LNZ. There is an AWP available to get into the hands of Sampias if they would very well like. Did Youngster just drop an AWP? Youngster must have, he had 5k. Youngster's dropped an AWP.
Wow. Get you a
Wait,
teammate.
they're double AWPing.
And Youngstar's going to have no Kev.
So
Deagle.
Sampias bought his own AWP. Tanir got the one from Youngstar.
He gets
That's
no
an M4
Kev.
and X-Cloud, an MP9 and a 5.7. Okay, so Youngstar's going to try and anchor B with just the 5.7, which, you know, he can play tall box, and they're actually...
5B.
They're coming B.
Oh, mama. Tanir, you're all better deliver. He immediately posts on the line and finds Monacy. That's a dream start, but they're going to try and punish the AWP. Tanir stands his ground.
Cancel.
He's justified that already. And Youngstar gets his hands on a Kalashnikov.
What a crazy play this has been.
Oh, gets away from the spread. Youngstar maintains.
Still has that smoke as well, so...
Damn, what are the chances that they start with an early AWP peak B Falcons, that is, when Tanir has taken his first spawn with the AWP of his own.
And the way he approached it, right? He didn't jump up plat, which is what you traditionally see the players do. He's gone quite audaciously up close and personal. So Nico just doing a bit of housekeeping. Full reroute. Look at where Pius is.
Yeah, okay.
He's all the way through the mid.
He liked the way that angle felt.
Even.
He liked the angle.
Well, we'll see if they jump the line this time, and that's even if they decide to... If they have to go through middle, Nico's going to have to smoke mid doors.
Yeah.
Because Tanir's now here.
And Tanir's got the perfect angle.
You don't have any smokes for the finish. I think Heroic may have just done it.
I think Tanir's double kill. I mean, completely brilliant start. And double AWPs are going to they're going to be armored. It's going to be harder next round.
It's so crazy. No one is watching long.
Full faith it's short.
They're just believing in a smoke.
Yep.
Flashes better be damn good, Falcons.
Oh, yeah, they certainly must be. Oh, good force of the fight onto xFloud. Nico removes the head of him. And now Pius' AWP position noted on the long side.
Oh, you feel like you have to win this
You
one.
have to. I know, but why does it suddenly feel like they're not going to?
But they don't have a kit.
Yeah, retaking A, not fun.
Oh, they might lose it all.
They're going to lose all their resources, the double AWP and everything, unless someone can hit a shot on this peak. Magisk is playing the time.
They're up.
They're up the ramp. That's his first, but there's Youngstar's trade. Kixon on the site. Pius looking for him. Tanir isolated. He's done enough. Falcons stabilizing again. What a golden opportunity for Heroic, and it's in the bin, torn up.
And they even gambled so correctly there. They smoked long doors. Pius completely sold long.
Yeah.
Focused A, and Nico breaks in. Falcons get up to 7, and you have to feel for Heroic in that one. They brought some tenacity to the table today. Now, they came back from a 7-5 half for Falcons on Nuke. But how do you get a 7-5 half when that was your force buy? That was your trump card. That was the double orbs up the sleeve. You never thought it was coming.
Oh man, I'm tilted for them. 5v3.
Yeah, and again, we return to it. That's not the first time they've lost rounds like that. It must be tough to watch because you call that opener, and it can't go better.
It goes so good. You force them into a full cancel reroute,
no.
and you still lose it. I mean, Falcons are just they've got players that can, they've got the experience and the aim to mid-round their way out of most situations. But bloody hell, Heroic, you have to fumble a little to make that happen. Very, very nice turnaround from Falcons, and it does kind of, it changes the tone, doesn't it?
Yeah, I guess it's not over yet because the AWP's still in play. So with the AWP still in play, also Pius taking a free fire there as well. And Alex, these 5.7s, you've been listening to me. I reckon this is now pound for pound best gun in the game.
Yeah, it's taken
replaced the MP9.
The MP9.
This is the limitations though, right? Something that Pius has been quite cheeky at in previous rounds was having his teammates break the smoke or break his own, and because of the financial ramifications and the choices they've made, they can't go for that. Good timing for Nico. He goes up after the flash. The second wave can still poke up late. And the opportunities there for Heroic to snapshot a couple of traps has gone idly by. A rattle off from one of Pius. Now you know exactly where he was.
Ooh, Nico. He forces them back. xFloud knows they can hit those shots, knows they're good for it. Magisk's patience rewarded from a long aggressive Tanir. That's one way to find an opening. CTs are forced to aggress, and so patience prevails for the opening. I mean, basically the game is don't find the AWP. Avoid the AWP if you can.
I think they know it's A side though, right? And if m0NESY was watching the cross the entire time, then it's impossible that it's gotten over to B.
Done well for one.
Oh, team flashed. Might get more, yep.
What? Oh, wow, the output of the 5-7. Notable! And again, Youngstar shows us. He's gone and dipped into the upper tunnels position. They've only got 10 seconds here, and the nade doesn't do all the damage. Youngstar comes out for another. He's won the round on his own.
Has to plan.
Yeah, he's going to try. Fakes it out. Hits the shot. Has to isolate the Jordy. m0NESY, you beast! No one else wins that. Straight knife out. Goes hunting. Knows the clock's against him. And he catches him, tail between legs, trying to strafe away. How often do you see rounds won like that?
They got away with 2 rounds in a row, haven't they, Falcons?
Mate!
It's not clean Counter-Strike by any stretch of the imagination.
Explode hits this.
Oh, the second kill.
Youngstar gets 1.
And then the time pressure's on, and 2, 1.
One.
Oh my God!
Oh, wow! The tilt magnified after a round like that.
Wow.
I can't believe it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's just gonna go. It's south.
No.
It's south. Well, let's see. What a stylish way to win a round.
And then again.
Oh, wait. There you go. Nico overlooked to near. Traded, though.
You can only feel for Heroic, can't you?
Oh,
They've had some great opportunities in this map. It's obviously not done yet, but I also love the willingness that we've... Oh, here we go. LNZ.
Yeah, he's
I'll have to save my praise.
Live. Live if you can.
He's coming slowly, but he is.
I'm here now.
He is, and now they know they can be shot.
Yeah. Well. Oh.
Hello.
Goodbye. Monacy feeling himself. And it's a 9-3 half. Now they get to sit still, just like you, for 2 minutes and think about what Monacy's just done.
Never meant to stay. It was you that put me in. Promised me that we'd be okay. All of your lies I was believing. You were there most of the time, but that was never good enough for me. Had me going out of my mind. Had me going round like crazy. But I gotta end this way. Why is there always a struggle for you to let me go? You got me like crazy. Like you were always right and I was always wrong. Crazy. Baby, where did I
There's words like comeback, and they've been thrown around. I don't think that what m0NESY has done to them leaves anything in the tank for Heroic. Mentally broken after plays like that one. Falcons after, yes, eyebrows being raised and a third map being secured. Falcons are demonstrating their pedigree and their prowess. Magisk, yeah, loving his teammates. I mean, who else would want to be on a team with m0NESY, Nico, legends of the game? You've got Tessus hitting shots at the top of the scoreboard as well, right there alongside m0NESY and Magisk, of course. No slouch for some of the most winningest of players in all of Counter-Strike. Doesn't feel like it should be a word, but it is.
m0NESY's playing very well so far against lower tier opponents. We'll see if he keeps this form into the playoffs, and that's assuming that they're able to convert this map, and they have Mouse up next. But that clutch, obviously, he has a highlight reel worth of clutches. That Inferno one sticks in my mind as one of the absolute best. But that one's only a 1v2. But with the time constraint, absolutely insane. Either way, B explode.
Yeah.
3 players here for Falcons.
Kicks in. Needs that first bullet to connect, and it hasn't found their head. It slows him down, and running into the dual Berettas seems to be going swimmingly for the defense. LNZ just finds one little claw back. He's on his own. And dead to the m0NESY on the jump. The m0NESY. Yeah, that's who he is.
5 out of 6 pistols.
A distinct lack of them for Heroic.
Yeah.
That's going to be making life difficult in a best-of-3 series.
I do wish I had like a 5v3
counter,
4v2 counter, just because those are the rounds that lose you games. And
when you manufacture an advantage and then squander it.
It is
Cloud Glass Cannon Galil with that. Yeah, he is.
Wow, that's how desperate it is out here. They'll likely just force buy out the game at this point unless they're able to snatch one away. That's tough, right? Heroic, they started the year, their whole roster getting pilfered and having to rebuild once more. They take the Sangal core. Youngstar, XFloud, LNZ. I think they were hoping to get Nilo, but they have him on the roster. It didn't quite work out, but then they get Tanir, who is apparently a gem, and then Sampaius is the experience piece. He was extremely influential in the early stages of Dust2, and it seems silly to say when they only have 3 rounds, but you know, he got a couple of kills on that scout, forcing Falcons into bad financial situations. You love to see what Saw's able to piece together. But right now, it looks like Falcons are too tall of a task for Heroic.
Oh, and it gets worse. In case you were wondering, can it? The answer is yes.
I think I'm mid to B at least, so they're out and about.
How many's kicks in getting here? He just uncrouches and actually hasn't worked out swimmingly for him. Still manages to go down to the Youngstar Tech 9. Oh, Nico.
That was Magisk kill.
Well, Nico's just evaporating people every time they spot someone else. Magisk finally falls. Nico coming in to finish the job. Tessus confirms his presence. Triple swing inbound. Ouch. Double dink from m0NESY as he puts himself up to 18. He's just farming stats, isn't he?
This is where you wish we could have changed the order of maps, right? And it doesn't necessarily mean that Heroic had to win map 3, but if we could have just made it Nuke, and then it could have gone, well, then it would have been over 2-0, shouldn't it? Well, either way. I just mean...
What do you
I want a competitive third.
Yeah, I see.
You know, because now it's like, well, should we have gone to a third? Probably not, but Heroic played well.
On the bright side, G2 Mongols is scheduled to start in 25 minutes.
Okay. That is on the bright side. That, I think, will be a really brawly game.
Yeah.
Heavy God was insane yesterday. Now, they did play Lin Vision, but...
regardless, I mean, we've seen players pop off against the lower seeds. I keep saying lower seeds. I mean higher seeds, don't I? The ones with the bigger number are high seed. Is that right?
No.
No?
No.
Like
so
in the lower number...
A high seed is a Falcons or a Vitality.
Yeah, okay,
a low seed is a...
But it's not high like
Heroic.
the number, it's high as in you're a higher seed. Yeah, okay, got it. Just making sure I wasn't...
It's like golf, Alex.
Yeah. Love
Less
that.
is more.
2 out of the 3 ain't bad.
Yeah, get a reload in, kicks in, would you? Still got more coming.
Yeah, Nico's kind of close enough to help and already clears out the lurk. But the B site's been taken. Oof, at what cost? Oh, what cost? The spam even finds more damage.
No. Come on now,
Come on, you geek! He's got the lineups.
Give him something.
Just getting nerded out here. Oh, he's got the lineups. He's got it all. The kid strikes endlessly here on Dust2.
20-8.
That round is a perfect one. He's spammed out X-Cloud at the start of it. He's retaken it with a wall bang onto the plant spot. And he's gone and got another one with a lineup on the incendiary. He's got all of it. He's got the full, complete game. Oh, you want to plant there, do you?
What are you meant to do?
He's got all the tricks. There you go. X-Cloud's given a little something of his own. A fast pick on long, and Monacy still exists. Oh! Okay, that's enough. That's enough. The game's different for you, I guess. I guess your game's just functions and coded differently to everyone else's. You could just no-scope to the top of middle and win rounds with mad bullshit all the time, I guess.
What is he on right now?
I don't understand.
What are they feeding him in
I
this
don't know,
event?
man. He's ascending. He's just getting into major form. All right, well, that's the game, I guess. Monacy's decided it's over. Thanks for watching the Monacy show. Pleasure to be a part of it, I guess. Heroic ripped to shreds in the third map.
How ridiculous. Well, Heroic, I think you should hold your heads high. You don't get too many opportunities to play against the big names. You take